T minus 4 minutes. T minus 3 minutes. T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T.
We're live from just south of Uptown Charlotte. It's the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. And off we go right at 7 o'clock on a beautiful late summer night in the Queen City. It's Butler to receive it first, and this may be a kickoff return as it's Eli Sylvester who will take it all the way. And just 12 seconds in, Sylvester takes the opening kickoff from Myers Park and returns it all the way back. It's 6-0. Butler early as Sylvester, Armand Brody, found the crease on the far side.
Corey Hodges, he went 85 yards. There's a flag down, though. There's a flag down at the 38-yard line. This could be interesting. The kick was short. Sylvester scooped it up, and he shot down. He found an alley, curved from left to right, and he was off to the races.
Sylvester, a Bulldog who was spoken about earlier this week during our chat with head coach Brian Hales. Sylvester has had some offensive numbers this season. On special teams that time, found a little room. But will this come back? It will. So take away the Sylvester kickoff return, and they will plop the ball down, as you said, Armand, being moved back now. See where Butler eventually sets up their station. It'll be at the 30-yard line. So,
wow.
Yeah.
You want to talk about an explosive start. I'm sure Butler head coach Brian Hills likes the 85-yard return, but he is not enthused with that penalty there that's going to bring Butler back to the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 from the 30, and now Butler will begin their opening drive of the night. So take away the kickoff return for Eli Sylvester, much to the delight of Myers Park. Still a even game to begin. It'll be a running play to start as Taekwon Rankin will take the ball up just past the 35-yard line and second down. Again, a whole lot to unpack as always, Armand. It's a busy week leading up to these Friday nights. Same thing here, but Butler 2-1 on the season. Myers Park 0-3, and Butler looks like the favorite coming in, but Myers Park here at home could play spoiler here tonight. At quarterback is Zach Lawrence for Butler, but a flag down now on the near side.
There was some early movement up front by Myers Park. I don't believe they were drawn offside. So that will be 5 yards. That should be a first down for Butler up to the 42-yard line. But you're right, Zach Lawrence is the quarterback. This Butler team, they run a multitude of offenses. A wing T look is a primary look that we will see from them, as well as some other looks. We talked with head coach Brian Hills earlier this week, and he said we can do just about anything offensively, from wing T to shotgun with 3 and 4 wide and everything in between.
I'm especially excited to see that I formation, some old school football for Butler. Handoff again here to Rankin, who is about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down, clatters to the 46, maybe 47-yard line.
Take another look at the Ortho Carolina instant replay, and Rankin's 5'9", 200 pounds. He also plays linebacker. He's thick and powerful.
Rankin this season, this will be his 10th carry coming up if he does get it, although new running back in the backfield for Butler as the Bulldogs send in DJ Horton, the 5'8" senior running back. It is third down, or check that, yeah, third down. Ball placed at the 47-yard line. Here goes the tackle and stopping the run of Currents out of the backfield. Now it's third down. That was second down. And that time Myers Park up defensively on Currents.
And this is what Myers Park wants to do. They want to give Butler multiple looks on the defensive end. They really like their linebackers, should be key in a 3-3-5 sort of look for head coach Jason McManus of Myers Park.
Third down and 3 from the 48-yard line. End around now to Eli Sylvester, who almost had that kickoff return for a score. Sylvester has a little bit of space far side, reaching and angling and trying to maneuver his way for the fresh set.
Once again, a nice job there by Eli Sylvester. Had that explosive start. He got a great block from Jesus Arredondo, one of their senior offensive linemen, 6'2", 260, number 50 on that right side. He wrestled a Myers Park defender down to give space for the run for the first down.
Fresh set now, 1st and 10 from just inside Myers Park territory for Butler. Quarterback is 6'2" sophomore Zach Lawrence. Running back, we get another look again at DJ Horton. Coming in with 10 carries on the season and 56 yards, and Horton gets another carry here, second down, as he gets past the 45-yard line.
DJ Horton, 5'8", about 180 pounds, depending on what you look at. But he can scoot a bit, physical runner. Does a nice job, and he will get some carries with a couple of other guys from Butler here tonight.
2nd and 6 coming up here from the 42-yard line as all Bulldogs look to the sideline. Just one rushing touchdown so far through the first 3 games of the season for 2-1 Butler, but utilizing that rushing game here to start. Here's another one to Currents, and Currents will get the first down by about 3 yards. He gets to the 35 of Myers Park, fresh set for Butler.
Currents, 5'8", 160-pound sophomore, and you see it here. We've already seen that wing T look. We've seen 3 and 4 receivers and a spread look as well. Head coach was right on the money. Coach Hales saying there's not a lot we cannot do on the offensive end. It looks like they may have drawn Myers Park offsides again here, the second straight time, or the second time on the drive, I should say, that Myers Park will commit an offsides penalty.
Lining up with Sylvester, Carr, and Rankin offensively.
Butler told us when we talked with Coach Hales earlier this week, he said we have a big focus tonight, run the football.
Yeah, expecting to see a lot of that on the ground. We have here early from a couple of different running backs. So 5 yards for the penalty makes it now 1st and 5 from the 30-yard line for driving Butler. 8:34 to go, opening quarter just underway here on another rivalry night here on NFHS Network. How about this? Open target, and Lawrence got it away and caught by Nathan Rankin. And Rankin got the touchdown, able to just move forward enough for the score. And it's 6-0 Butler over Myers Park, as that time it was Lawrence hooking up with Rankin.
So we have seen Rankin touch the ball on the run, and we've also seen him get behind the coverage. And that time he was left all alone, had to wait on the pass. It was a bit underthrown there by Zach Lawrence, but was still able to bring it in and score the first 6 of the ball game.
The 5th receiving touchdown of the season, and the first for Rankin. Extra point is up and good for Butler, and the Bulldogs lead it 7-0 over Myers Park early. We saw Lawrence had a little bit of protection that time, Armand, and able to hook it up. So again, running game, as we like to say, got Butler at least down there, and then it was a receiving score. It is time now for our Ortho Carolina keys to the game, Armand.
Yeah, Ortho Carolina keys to the game, 2 of them, turning defense into offense. When we talked with head coach Brian Hales of Butler, he pointed out the defensive touchdowns by his team. And if Butler can do that tonight, they will be successful once again. He said we've got about 3 or 4 interceptions that we've turned into touchdowns.
Right.
That's good news for Butler fans. And for Myers Park, keep it simple, make the simple play. We're getting ready to see Myers Park on offense right now. And Wendell Thompson, a young, somewhat inexperienced quarterback, make the simple play, get your team down the field. You don't have to be too fancy. Take what the defense is giving you.
Ready now on the kickoff by Nicholas Konazinski, the junior kicker. Konazinski ready. We'll see Myers Park with it for the first time tonight, as again, sun continues to set. Temperatures still high 70s, low 80s today. A beautiful Friday in Charlotte. And of course, a busy weekend of football here in Charlotte anyway, with the Panthers and the Browns going at it just a couple days from now on Sunday at Bank of America Stadium. So, you know, this is all kinds of a way to kick off a big weekend in Charlotte. Got the Panthers home opener, and it kind of elevates everything. High school football to start it, and it all goes from there.
We're going to do this kickover, but you know what, Corey? I got up this morning. It was about 65 degrees. The humidity was gone. I could walk outside and breathe. You know what that means? That's football weather,
it's football weather.
It's kicking in. Do you feel it?
I do.
Yes.
I'm starting to see some trees turn, too.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know
true.
what? I'm going to lock in my fantasy lineups. Must be that time.
You're a fantasy guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we need to talk after.
We do, I know. This is a discussion that has been long in the making. Got to figure out if my team is good or bad or indifferent. Maybe, hopefully, the former, not the latter, or the in-between.
That is the hope.
Yeah. Here goes Konazinski with the kickoff. And Myers Park, they'll start their return from the 10-yard line. And a burst of speed to the 40, to the 50, and just out. Good legs, though. Jahari McDonald. McDonald, if he had a little extra sliver there, may have been able to break it. We saw an almost kickoff return for a touchdown for Butler. That one was taken away by penalty. That one just got stopped, but what a return.
Take a look at the Ortho Carolina instant replay, and he just found a gap. So we saw an 85-yard touchdown get called back.
Right.
This time he gets about 45 yards or so on that return from the 9-yard line, taking it into Butler territory, finding an alley, and using his speed to get to the 45-yard line of Butler. Nice return. Good setup for this offense of Myers Park.
McDonald already 2 catches in the receiving corps this season for the Mustangs, and almost went the distance there. So we get the first possession started, but a little bit of trouble here from Myers Park, and down it deep in the backfield goes the quarterback, and just didn't work out that time for Wendell Thompson. It got started kind of ugly there. Thompson had to just secure it and hop on the football.
Yeah, the snap got away from him, and so you get a little and then you lose a lot. And that's going to move him all the way back to the 39-yard line. A huge loss on the play. It's just one of those crazy things that happens. But Wendell Thompson's going to be obviously one of our guys to watch in this game. A dual threat guy. Last game he made a lot of plays with his feet, as Coach said.
It was a loss of 16, but fortunately, though, Thompson came back up with the football. This is a quick little dump-off pass looking for his target and finds it. That's Latrell Goodwin, but it will be 3rd and long.
That was a good tackle there made by number 24, J.J. Coleman. He is one of the key defensive performers on this squad for Butler. Good tackler, as we just saw in that last play, and Coach Hales likes his ball skills.
Yeah, there's a lot of defenders on this Butler team to watch. They want to hunt out that football, being very aggressive. Thompson drops on third down, third and long. Thompson on the run. Thompson will go down at the 38-yard line. And Butler was up to the challenge as J.J. Coleman got to him.
So J.J. Coleman strikes again. That time there was 5 in coverage, and Thompson just couldn't find anybody. And by the time he kept trying to look down the field, there was J.J. Coleman there to greet him rather rudely, I might add.
Yeah, just trying to kind of survive there was the quarterback, Wendell Thompson. So here comes the punt for Myers Park, and Butler back ready to return. Juice Jones, commit to Georgia State. He's ready to go from the 23-yard line. His return stops, but the ball is out, and Myers Park is on it, and the Mustangs have it. Juice Jones tried to cut and then just lost the football, and there it is. And Myers Park jumps on it with Aiden Contreras. He got to the football first, and what a position for the Mustangs coming up.
There is a flag down. I do believe that hit was made by number 27, Mark Moss. The Ortho Carolina instant replay, I believe Moss nailed him, number 27, and that ball popped out. We will check this flag, though, and see what it's all about.
Contreras was right to it. It was Juice Jones who was trying to make a cut, looking for some yardage to his right, and that's when trouble started for Jones of Butler. So how about that? In a way, it's almost like Myers Park moved the football all the way down, and the defense that time salvaging that early 3-and-out for the Mustangs.
And then a holding penalty, and they're still walking. They're inside the 15, and the ball is going to be at the 14-yard line. So how about this? They lose an opportunity on the high snap, and then they get the ball right back to Myers Park with a golden opportunity to get some points on the board.
This is massive for the Mustangs, and again, all about that defense causing the fumble from Jones. So pick it right back up. Here comes Thompson and the offense.
There's some miscommunication maybe with the officials. The referee is in the end zone, and he should be near the quarterback.
Making his way back out now. Maybe trying to get a little bit closer there, start this over. So give that yellow flag, if you will, on the officials. Yep.
All right, so he's saying the holding penalty is declined. Now he's back in the right spot. I think there was a misunderstanding as to maybe who the holding penalty was on.
Right. Myers Park is backing up. Still, they have the football. Still, they came up with it after the Jones fumble. So still all good there. They're just going to give back around 15, 16 yards. So this will start from the 30-yard line for the Mustangs. Again, here comes Thompson and the Myers Park offense.
The referee is now getting back in his spot, but whether it's at the 14-yard line or the 30-yard line, still a pretty wonderful opportunity for Myers Park here, just 30 yards short of the end zone.
And huge here on a very festive night in South Charlotte. Thompson has to evade some pressure, finally does go down at the 30-yard line, kind of shuffling up. One of those to meet him was Tavita Harrison.
It was another high snap that time, and Thomas Wilson, the center from Myers Park, he's been out, and they are glad to have him. He's helped them settle in at center, but we're having a bit of a rough go of it last couple of snaps here. Myers Park has had some trouble getting the snap to the quarterback from the shotgun.
Yeah, Thompson had to get back to the line of scrimmage, so it is 2nd and 10. Running play, looking for some room, goes Latrell Goodwin. Goodwin to the 29-yard line, and it will be 3rd down.
Nice physical tackle there by number 44, Tavita Harrison. He's a senior, 6'1", about 260 pounds. We got some big ones in this ball game tonight, and we get a chance to talk about it. We'll tell you a little bit more about that, but we got some big ones in this game here at Myers Park this evening.
3rd and 8. The run for Goodwin got him 2 yards, so 3rd and 8 from the 29 here for Myers Park, who got the football on a fumble, so in a way they've moved down the field, just not in sequential order. Wendell Thompson, now he has to scurry. Thompson now will take the interstate right up the middle. Thompson past the 25-yard line checked out. He'll be short of first down yardage, but that time Thompson had to get out the road map. He's got some wheels for sure.
He does have wheels, and when we talked to Coach McManus, he said that Thompson has some swagger to him. He's still learning the passing game aspect of his quarterback approach, but he is a dual-threat quarterback, no question about that. I like what Coach said about him towards the end of our chat. He said he's going to be really good. That's an encouraging statement to hear from your head coach if you're Myers Park. That was great coverage by Butler that forced that play.
So it's fourth down and time for a field goal try, and that is pure. As Myers Park gets on the board, this is now a 7-3 game. And split through by Hank Thompson. So one Thompson got him down there, and then Hank Thompson takes over and splits them for 3.
So they thought it was going to be at the 14-yard line. They get moved to the 30, and it's not a short field goal. And he nailed that one. Nice job, and Myers Park gets on the board. And look, it's been a bit of a struggle for their offense. They have not scored a lot of points. They have not scored any points in the second half in either of their 3 games this year. But you know what? When you talk to Coach McManus, he is positive about this team. And that positivity, I believe, is going to lead to some success down the road for this Myers Park football club.
Yeah, the points have just gone up as the season's gone on. Blanked initially by Catawba Ridge, then 14 points coming up, and losses, yes, to Mallard Creek and Reagan, but still the offense has been getting better each week under, again, head coach McManus for Myers Park.
And even in the game last weekend against Reagan, they were up 14-0 at halftime, just couldn't close the deal.
Kickoff for the Mustangs, and Butler will get it back. And again, more trouble on the return. This time it's DeQuandre Currents who has issues. Flag comes in. Currents was able to recover and got to the 37-yard line. Pretty astounding that he made it back there, but we've got to address the flag that's standing around the 20-yard line.
Tackle made by Jack Muckenfuss, but it's been a lot of fuss with these flags so far here. The special teams kicking game has been special, no doubt about that. I should have added that as a third Ortho Carolina key to the game, Corey. It's been a wacky first quarter from a special teams perspective.
Yeah, Butler having some trouble. Of course, Jones got the last one. That time he was subbed out, and Butler brought in DeQuandre Currents. He came in and also kind of juggled it in the hands, lost it, was fortunate to get it back, and Butler to avoid a possible second straight fumble on a return with the special teams unit. Now this is going to march Butler all the way back. We're going to start their next drive at the 10-yard line. So the penalty has been added in. So first and 10 for Butler, still leading here 7-3, just under 4.5 to go opening quarter, but they are backed up. Handoff. Go for the run to start and give it to Keyshawn Peoples, and Peoples to the 15-yard line, second down.
Keyshawn Peoples, one of those guys that head coach Brian Hill says he can do really good things, and he told us we're going to give our guys opportunities to play tonight, and Peoples is getting a touch or two here early in the first quarter, late in the first quarter now. So we've seen a lot of wing T, and now here they are spreading it out. They've got 2 receivers spread out wide to the far side of the field and 1 to the near side.
Lawrence Peoples stays in the backfield, a little bit of a high snap. Handoff now to Peoples. 25, 30, and a first down, and a whole lot more for Peoples as the sticks move for the Butler Bulldogs.
Peoples had a huge hole off that left side. The right side was the wide side of the field, and Peoples had a huge hole on that left side. And we've seen some great blocking so far for Butler by number 50, Arredondo.
9 total players have at least 1 rushing attempt so far this season for Butler. Peoples came in with a 29 total yards on 4 carries. He's up to 6 now, but does have a long run of 13 coming in. And again, staying with Peoples, but that time Myers Park was up defensively. He got to the 25, just trying to hustle back to the line of scrimmage. Second down.
Good job initially there, slowing him down by number 1, Danye Coleman, as the tackle was made by number 6, Jack Muckenfuss. But Danye Coleman started that whole thing, slowing the runner down to help Muckenfuss come and clean things up.
Second down. Ball at the 35-yard line here for Butler.
pistol look here now.
Yes.
We're seeing that 3-3-5 look defensively from Myers Park. And Coach McManus was confident about that defensive scheme.
A lot of rotation coming in. DJ Horton back in the backfield, but this is a passing attempt for Lawrence, and he's got his wide out wide open, and that is a touchdown for Mackay Carr. Mackay Carr goes all the way far side, found the seam, and off. 13-3 go the Butler Bulldogs as Lawrence just powered it out there.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. Only 3 rushers there on that play for Myers Park. And a great pass that time from the quarterback, Zach Lawrence. And Carr was waiting behind the defense for that one. And all he had to do after the catch was race down the field for the touchdown. Great protection up front, taking care of those 3 down linemen. And a wide open receiver who can coast into the end zone for 6.
Carr came in with 89 total yards, no touchdowns, but did get his first touchdown of the season there. Extra point is up and good by Konazinski. So we've seen a couple of big plays already, big chunk plays. Almost had a kickoff return to start. That was whistled back. Then we saw Lawrence move the team down the field first drive, and eventually it was a receiving score. 2 through the air, but that was the biggest one to Carr. He just found that space and beat his one-on-one defender.
And that's something that head coach Jason McManus in his first year at Myers Park, he told us, he said, we want to stop the chunk plays from Butler because offensively they will take some chances. He said their quarterback was talking about Lawrence. He said he's really good, and so far that's what we've seen. He says that Coach McManus said, I admire their brand of football. And so far so good. They've been getting the big plays here early on. 14-3 advantage with 2 minutes and change left in the first quarter.
Yeah, especially impressive so far is the quarterback, Zach Lawrence, who now has 7 total touchdowns on the season through the air. Still has that one lone season pick, but came in 32 of 45, 531 through the air, and again, touchdown 6 and 7 here in the opening quarter. So lining it up, getting ready for the next kickoff is Konazinski as it's 14-3 Butler here on the road tonight. Line it back up. That will be a touchback, and Myers Park will be back at it. You know, we spoke to both coaches. We do our due diligence, and we got quotes from both sides, and it was very interesting, especially talking to Coach Brian Hales for Butler, who is just full of information. Again, it could have gone on and on and on. We had a number of points that we wanted to hit, especially when we asked him about some former players. Very successful program at Butler. He's been there for almost 20 years plus, and they've sent quite a few players to the college ranks. Those great success stories I know we'll touch on, but a really great coach to talk to. He could talk about everything. Very informative.
In his 12th year, and he's been with the program almost 20 years, has been here for decades and has an established culture with this program.
Yeah, more on that later. Thompson rolls, fires again, finds Latrell Goodwin, and Goodwin past the 25. He'll crumble at the 27-yard line, but got the running back as a receiving back that time, second down.
Good job there. Swarming to the football, their Taekwon Rankin, their junior, who's not only a running back on the club, but one of their linebackers. He was pretty aggressive, almost took that ball away.
Another handoff, running play for Myers Park, close to the 30. Looks like they went back to Goodwin again to set up third down.
We talked to Coach Hales. He said, we expect a dogfight, and that's going to be a first down. They're going to give them the first at the 30-yard line. A lot of physicality in this game. That was a word that came up quite a bit during the week in our preparation for this game and talking with both coaches.
First and 10 from the 30. Thompson lost the football, and he has to hop on it. Second down, almost a little mini disaster, but fortunately Thompson recognized it quickly and fell on it.
Well, you know, it's still early in the season. I know it's the 4th game, but you're still sort of working out some of these kinks, and there's a lot of youth and inexperience on the field as well, and sometimes those things happen. Wendell Thompson, he's a junior on the club, but inexperienced, and sometimes that center quarterback handoff, that exchange doesn't go quite how you want it to. They got 5 wide on the field here now.
Thompson, incomplete.
Had a wide open target that time, did Thompson. He was trying to get that ball to Davis Becker, and Becker, number 14, just was not able to bring it in. The pass was a little bit off target there, and Becker could not haul that one in. We got a whistle, and if official is pointing something on the far side.
It's going to be 3rd and 14 coming up here for Myers Park. Substitution.
Danye Coleman, number 1, had to come off the field. I don't know if it was some sort of jersey issue or not, but he's off the field now.
Big Schoening coming back in a moment ago. 3rd and long here for Wendell Thompson. Thompson on the move. Thompson has pressure. Just has to throw it away, and it's 4th down for the Mustangs.
Anytime you can get pressure on a quarterback, you're going to make him uncomfortable. And Thompson still growing in the passing game. That time you rush him, you make him scramble to the outside. Nothing there. He gets it away, plays it safe, and Myers Park will end up punting this ball away to Butler.
The Bulldogs up here 14-3 with just 35 seconds left, opening quarter, ready to return. If there's been one issue tonight that we have seen, Armand, it's been with the return game. We get to see Eli Sylvester now as he stands bouncing around at the 37-yard line. Here comes the punt. Sylvester took one to the end zone to start the game, but it was called back. Let's see what he's got here. Sylvester near side, 40, shakes off a defender to the 45-yard line. Sylvester with some physicality that time to set up Butler on their next drive coming up.
I'm at the point now where every time there's a kick, Corey, I start waiting for
we figured it out.
some fireworks.
Right.
That was still about a good to 19 or so on that return.
.20 seconds remaining here, opening quarter. Butler back to work. They will ultimately spot it at the 49-yard line, so that close to getting into Myers Park territory as this late first quarter drive begins here for Butler. Lawrence, far side, finds his target, Currents. Lawrence to Currents, and he's past the 40-yard line.
Got another flag here, Corey.
Okay.
On that far side. Very physical over there. Jahari McDonald was wrestling his corner, and we'll see who the flag goes on. I don't know if they're calling this a hold, but Jahari McDonald, number 10, got pretty chippy over there. Yep, they're calling the hold on Jahari McDonald.
That will bring back Butler. And now it's back inside on their half of the field, so making a move in the right direction, but the penalty will bring back Butler now at their 40-yard line. So retract that. Zach Lawrence.
Sorry about that, Corey.
So good.
Butler's been true to their game, though. They said that we want to run the football, and so far in the first quarter, that's what they've done, and they've also got the explosive plays.
The 1st and 20 coming up. But first, we get to the end of quarter number 1. 14-3 is the lead for Butler over Myers Park. The Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. Ortho Carolina, with expert sports medicine physicians and care providers in locations throughout the region. Ortho Carolina, one of the nation's leading orthopedic practices, and your destination for comprehensive, personalized orthopedic care. At Ortho Carolina, we leverage our expertise from treating professional athletes and apply it to our entire patient community, from youth athletes to weekend warriors. We are dedicated to helping you return to peak performance with after-hours, walk-in urgent care, online scheduling, and convenient locations. Visit orthocarolina.com. Corey Hodges, Armand.
At Ortho Carolina, my personalized orthopedic care doesn't have to wait because after-hours urgent care knows accidents happen. Ortho Carolina, my care, my way. Schedule your appointment today at orthocarolina.com.
Flipping sides now from left to right, as they say on the non-visual side of things for our radio compatriots. Left to right goes Butler now as we're back. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, and team here with you. And our week 2 journey is here at Myers Park High School at Gus Purcell Stadium, just south of Uptown. And 14-3 is the early lead for Butler over Myers Park. And you can see the Bulldogs again have had some of those return issues, but they've got the lead here. One goes in motion, and Lawrence Claps gets the football again, has pressure immediately, has to get it away, and finds his target, DJ Horton, who took a hard hit And Horton leveled and got met by Jake Bell, who kind of rung the proverbial bell. Second down.
Yes, he did. That was a pretty physical tackle that time by number 45, Jake Bell. And that play was really started initially on the blow-up there by number 1, Danye Coleman, and Jake Bell finished it off.
2nd and 8.
Coach Hales was not lying when he talked about the different looks that he was going to allow us to see offensively. Wing T, now they've got trips in a bunch to the left side.
Yeah, just clustered over there. And Lawrence finds one quickly. And the ball is loose. Myers Park came up with the football. Looked like they just wrestled it out of the hands of the receiver. And that's Makai Carr who had it. And Carr just completely had it stolen out of his hands. It's Myers Park football.
A tough break for Nathan Rankin that time, the receiver number 6 for Butler. He had that thing snatched away, and once again another break for Myers Park. The Ortho Carolina instant replay allowing us to see it. And now Myers Park, they've had a couple of opportunities here. Here's another chance for them with a great spot for the ball at the 48-yard line. Let's see what they can do with it.
Went right to the hands of the receiver, and then Myers Park was there defensively, so that's turnover number 2 tonight for the Mustangs. They need it, and they have it inside Butler territory, just inside of Butler territory, but still there nonetheless. Wendell Thompson has it, fakes it, steps up with it. Thompson still going, has a first down, slides far side, and the Mustangs are starting to feel it a little bit. A fresh set coming up after the turnover.
Great job by the offensive line. Dalton Grubb, number 55, with a key block on that offensive line. And when talking to Coach McManus, he said, I am very excited about what this offensive line can do. Had very high praise for that group up front.
Myers Park wants that first win of the season, down in the hole here early, but Thompson is leading them. That, though, is intercepted. Butler got it. It was Tyquan Rankin who stepped up, and it's Rankin who had the intended pass to him picked off last time, and then Rankin comes back. Like most high school football players, Armand, he plays 2 positions. The cornerback got it.
Tyquan Rankin, he's got his chain on him over there on the sideline. You know that's how you do when you celebrate getting a turnover.
Right.
What an active half for him, though, on the positive and the negative side. But, man, just the pendulum keeps swinging here. This game has really had a funky rhythm between some of the officiating issues we've seen to turnovers now, and now Butler with another opportunity with good field position past the 30.
Last 2 picks, one for Lawrence and then one for Thompson, have been really close. I mean, the defender's been right there. That's a quick catch, but quickly extinguished goes Currents.
Another flag, Corey.
Yeah, another one, okay.
Probably some jawing. That's the only thing I can think of. They ran a quick screen that time. Myers Park read it well, and seemed to be maybe a little bit of extracurricular activity after the play. Let's see if the referee sees it that way.
Yeah, school's been over for a few hours. Can't have that. We'll address it after the throw by Lawrence. Quick out that time to Currents.
Sportsmanlike on Myers Park. That's going to move Butler up quite a bit for the first down.
So here come the Bulldogs, benefiting from that penalty. There's the defense coming through that last time for Butler, and head coach Brian Hales talked to us and says defense about where he expects them to be. They really rely on that defense a lot, of course, getting turnovers, defensive scores, just trying to kind of iron out the offense. But gosh, from what we've seen so far here, Armand, Zach Lawrence, 2 passing touchdowns. He's got the ball back, and he has looked good when he has had time. Myers Park's a little stingy out there tonight defensively, especially when it comes to pressure with the special teams game, and they came up with that pick a couple plays ago.
Talked about turning defense into offense. It was one of our Ortho Carolina keys to the game.
Handoff, this is going nowhere. Butler gives the ball to, look like Horton. He's still being dragged back. Myers Park just met Horton in a scrum, 2nd down.
when you talk with Coach McManus, when we talked with him, he said, I have a lot of confidence in my defense. And I asked him, I said, is it possible that you are, at this point are more excited about a 17-14 type of game? He said, yes, but ultimately I want to do whatever I have to do to win. But that may be the way we have to win right now, 17-14 as opposed to 41-38.
I want to keep this game close. It's 14-3 here, 9:30 to go second quarter. Butler has it second down. Handoff again to G.J. Horton. Got past the initial tackle attempt, and Horton will wiggle his way into Myers Park territory at the 47-yard line.
Tackle there by number 9, Dorian Adams, and there was a big penetration move there by number 45, Jake Bell, but Horton made a miss. Nice job on his part.
3rd down and 3, and again, Horton will get it. He is going to come up, looks like a yard or 2 short of the first down. So it will be 4th down here for Butler as Myers Park came to play on that play by Horton.
Butler's in a good spot here, though. They only need about 2 yards. They're at the 45-yard line, and it looks like they are going to go for this. The playbook is open here. They can run anything.
Butler has a lot of exotic running play looks, if you will. This time pretty simple. Just the halfback standing behind Lawrence, and that is Rankin.
Seems like a really big play in this game. Something to underline right now, Corey.
Yeah, it may be so big that a timeout is called. Our Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series is powered by Ortho Carolina. At Ortho Carolina, personalized orthopedic care goes beyond your appointment. Accessible, comprehensive, and compassionate. It's your care your way. Schedule your appointment today at orthocarolina.com. Again, we're back. It's our second week of our rivalry series this season here on the NFHS Network, and our friends at Ortho Carolina, all of our sponsors making this possible. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, and team here with you, and it's 14-3. The lead for Butler over at Myers Park, and our crowd mic picks up all that extra effusive noise below us, Armand. It's Hawaii night, and you know what? Myers Park has turned into a Honolulu.
Yeah, they brought the house here. There's a huge section of students who have come to celebrate, and they have met the theme, and they've met it well. This is a big 4th down right here, though, from the 45.
Look at this offensive formation that will ultimately help Butler pick up the first down. Tyquan Rankin. Rankin was in there before the timeout. He stayed there and picked up the first down on a rattling running play to his left. Fresh set for Butler.
Got a huge push off the left side of that offensive line, and one of the things that Coach Hales told us about the offensive line, he says, I want to see them play with more edge and attitude. That's 4 new starters on that offensive line, but they got the edge on that play and picked up the first down for Rankin.
Yeah, Hales even said rushing. When we asked him, what is your rushing philosophy? We just go at it. We're going to keep running it. We're going to give you all kinds of different looks. And again, he loves that I formation, but we really haven't seen it quite yet. Here's another running play that Myers Park is going to be on as Horton goes back, defensively met initially by Tyson Austin. He was one of the foursome that came in second down.
Really good penetration that time. Looked like number 50, Brady Miller, also really got home quickly to slow that play down and lead to that tackle for a short gain of a yard, we'll say.
Yeah, group effort for sure. Second down.
Plenty of time on the play clock. They've got 15 seconds. Line up and then get the call you want from the sideline.
Lawrence will go now. Touch pass right into the hands of Currents. Currents scurries. Currents finds a little bit of room, awfully close to that first down marker.
Currents got around the 25 Chuck Carson, the senior linebacker. If he makes Carson miss, as the Ortho Carolina instant replay shows it to us, if he makes Carson miss, he's got a nice gain. He made Carson miss with a nice move and a big gain, and looks like we should have a first down here. Or did he come up just a bit short? Yep, a yard short, so it's going to be 3rd down and short for Butler.
The ball plopped at the 30-yard line, and Butler just needs a yard. They picked up a 4th down a couple plays ago. That was 4th and 2. This is just 3rd and 1. If you're not careful, could be another 4th down play, as it'll be Lawrence now with his favorite Bulldog in the backfield so far as he switches sides. That's DJ Horton. Bevy of Butler running backs coming into this game who have had an opportunity to rush the football. Lawrence drops back on 3rd and 2. Lawrence goes deep, looking end zone, just dropped out of the hands of Eli Sylvester. I think it may have grazed the fingertips a bit. Sylvester was there, but it's 4th down.
That's an interesting play right there. Austin had some contact on him, and the folks from Butler wanted a flag and didn't get it. There is a flag down, however, for something else. Another unsportsmanlike penalty, and this time it's against Butler.
And obviously, you go ahead and decline that, bring up 4th down.
It's early in the season, and both these teams, let's face it, lost for Butler last week. Myers Park is 0-3. They want to win, right?
Yeah.
So the emotions are high. Refs are talking about it, talking over with Jason McManus, or rather talking with Coach Brian Hills. It's an emotional game. They're going to run this 3rd down play here now back from to the 45-yard line. We want to get these guys settled down a bit here. Coach McManus even talked to us about that. We've got to do a better job with making decisions and handling adversity.
If you accept it, you get a super long down here. On the far side, the sticks changing over to 4th down. And we've got a timeout before the next play for Butler, but the yard to gain's down at the 29-yard line, so it'll be a tough next play coming up. With expert sports medicine physicians, care providers in locations throughout this region, Ortho Carolina, one of the nation's leading orthopedic practices, your destination for comprehensive, personalized orthopedic care. Ortho Carolina physicians have specialized expertise in foot and ankle, hip and knee, shoulder and elbow, spine, sports medicines, hand, pediatric orthopedics, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. We're dedicated to helping you achieve your best with after-hours walk-in urgent care, online scheduling, convenient locations as well. Visit orthocarolina.com. So it's 4th down for Butler. Just under 7 minutes to play, 2nd quarter. And the Bulldogs will punt. Back to receive is McDonald. Punt by Konazinski. And that will click into the end zone and a touchback for the Mustangs.
So another opportunity now for Myers Park, and 6:40 left in the first half. You get a stop, you get some assistance from penalties. I think it's important right now, Corey, for both of these teams to settle down a little bit. Emotions are high. This is the Charlotte rivalry series, right? So it's a rivalry game, but we need to settle down. We need to settle down a little bit here in this Charlotte rivalry series presented by or powered by Ortho Carolina. These teams have to calm down, settle down, get into the flow of this game here, and get into a better rhythm. I think that's important, and Myers Park has an opportunity to do that right now.
Of course, this entire team starts with their quarterback, Thompson. Running play to the 25-yard line. Still up, still searching, still reaching. Goes Latrell Goodwin.
Tackle made there by Sammy Washington, the junior, number 2. Latrell Goodwin with a really nice run that time. Physical guy, had his best game, according to Coach McManus, had his best game last week. He's been buying into what McManus has been preaching, and he says he's getting in good shape.
2nd down and 2. Again, give it to Goodwin, who is stopped in the backfield. Butler snipped it out that time with J.J. Coleman, who got it 3rd down.
Heard from J.J. quite a bit. Not only are his ball skills great, not only is he a good tackler, but he can lock down a guy on a route, too, a shorter intermediate route. He's just an all-around really good player for this Butler club. J.J. Coleman, number 24, 6'1" senior, about 210 pounds.
I'm having a competition here tonight. I'll tell you about it later. Handoff on 3rd down and tackled in the backfield. Butler brought the pressure with Rankin, who stopped the running play. Looked like Goodwin again, and this will be 4th down.
Well, just like that, huh?
Yeah.
Comes in and it goes. Did you see Rankin elevate there
did.
after the play?
Uh-huh.
Dude's got hops, man.
He does. So that's 4th down. Myers Park will get set to punt. You know, again, talking with head coach Jason McManus, just yesterday, he went back to the Mallard Creek game, especially Armand Brody, with describing the tough sledding that Myers Park had against Mallard Creek. Tough sledding, rushing the ball. They really hope to start building some of that continuity. That was a 3rd and short, tried to run it out and pick up the first down, but they have those 2 capable backs, and we've seen, of course, quite a bit already for Latrell Goodwin, but of course, Wendell Thompson, the quarterback, has some legs as well, but he likes those front 5 and give them some opportunities to run. Our Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series also presented by Deer Park. During the North Carolina high school football season, Deer Park, 100% natural spring water, they will honor one team from each classification with the Deer Park Fueled by Nature Team of the Week Award. Teams selected through the season, they are eligible to win the Fueled by Nature Team of the Year Award. For more information and to nominate your team today, scan the QR code. You'll see it on your screen right now. Deer Park. But again, it's about trying to build consistency with that running game, and I feel like with our conversation with McManus that he feels confident with it, at least if nothing else. You can see they kind of have their guy, Latrell Goodwin, and of course you got legs with your quarterback as well, and Thompson bounces at the 30. Myers Park there to cover it up, and that's where the next drive will start for Butler.
Consistency is a good word, and it's a word that we've heard a little bit throughout the week here in preparing for this ball game. We were talking about Coach McManus. Look, first year, right? First year, things take time.
Sure.
And it's interesting the difference in these 2 coaches and these 2 programs. On the one hand, you've got Coach Hales, who's been here almost half his life, right?
Right.
He's about 50, and he's been here about 20 years. It's 40% if my math is right, which is never a guarantee. And on the other hand, you've got Myers Park, a first-year head coach, their 4th coach in 4 years, trying to establish a culture and establish a tone for this program.
Zach Lawrence for Butler has plenty of time. Now a little bit of pressure. Lawrence, clock is up, and he steps out at the 25-yard line. He was run down the whole way by Davis Becker. 2nd down.
Myers Park is really interesting from a defensive standpoint. They throw these different defensive schemes and these different looks at you. They throw a lot of defensive backs at you, mixing up the looks, and that time there was nobody open down the field. And Lawrence had to lose 2 yards there because Myers Park's defense was really good down the field.
2nd and 12 now for Butler at the 28-yard line. In the backfield is Horton. Just under 4.5 to go before halftime. Butler has the lead.
Play clock, I do believe, expired there, and that's going to be a delay of game.
Lawrence even had both hands on the top of his helmet there trying to get that call, but the time was up. You're right. So that's delay of game. It'll be 2nd and 17 now. So from long to long times 2 coming up for Butler.
There's a big multicolored poster that is held up on the Butler side that they look to. I wish I knew what the significance of that poster was, but it has something to do with their offense because they are constantly looking over there right before they snap the ball.
Lawrence rolls. Lawrence fires. Target far side. Hooks up with Eli Sylvester, but no, he was out of bounds. In fact, he wasn't quite close enough to keeping it in, so it'll be 3rd down.
Once again, getting behind the defense. That's at least the 3rd or 4th chunk play like that we've seen. Now, Lawrence has had the courage to take it down the field with, and it's interesting because as much as Coach Hales wanted to run the football, they've been more than willing, rather audacious in taking the ball down the field through the air. And so Butler has mixed it up a bit here. They desire to establish the run, but Lawrence is taking his chances down the field through the air as well.
It's a team that's had some success with their quarterbacks. Christian Peters now at Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina. He's a former Butler Bulldog and someone who's gone on to a pretty good college career now in the CIAA. So it's a team that not just focusing on the running game or the defense, they can get quarterbacks to head up to Division II and make a statement. Lawrence on 3rd down and long. Rolls again. Here comes the pressure. Lawrence goes down. Time ran out, and it was Danye Coleman. 4th down.
Really nice job there by Danye Coleman. That's a win for Myers Park. You got to dance a little bit too when you make those plays, man. That's how it is now. When you make a play, you got to let the world know that you've made the play. You got to celebrate a little bit. When you're as good a player as Danye Coleman, though, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, you know where he got that from. It was last night with the Von Miller dance after the sack. You know, Coleman was watching it saying, I get one. I'm gonna bounce around like Von last night.
Von had a great game,
He
too.
did.
My goodness.
I'm telling you, Thursday night to Friday night, everybody watches. And if you're fortunate enough to actually be out there and play, why wouldn't you go ahead and put those moves on display? Coleman after it. Butler has to punt with Konosinski. And drops at the 40-yard line. No return. Secured by Tavion Neal. And Myers Park will set it up.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. That thing got interesting there as Tavion Neal had to sort of play like a right fielder. A ball that's being blown by the wind out towards the corner on a baseball diamond. And he had to really sort of contort to get that one, but he brought it in. First down, Myers Park.
Yeah, it looked like center field at Truist almost. To see him playing for the Charlotte Knights almost. That was
Still
definitely
gotta get to Truist, man.
I know. I've tried to get there once myself this season. I pulled up a traitorous move, went to a Norfolk Tides game instead. Couldn't even stay in the International League here in Charlotte, but that's another story for later. Dropping back goes Thompson. Got it away, looking for some blocking. This is Jaziri Champion, and Champion just past the 40-yard line, second down.
Nice job of gang tackling that time, and it looks like J.J. Coleman was back in there again. And I tell you what, man, this guy is aggressive. There's another guy on that defensive crew that is an impact player. When he makes a play, we'll point him out to you. But J.J. Coleman is one of the leaders on this defense, and for good reason when you look at the performance he's had tonight.
It's Tavion Neal that time with the catch. Here's second down. Thompson on the move. Thompson just has to step out. Third down.
They're going to give him the catch there, Corey,
Yeah.
up to the 42-yard line.
Fired it to Max Amidio, and that is a first down. Space was a little tight over there far side, but yeah, Thompson just slung it out there for a first down. Good eyes.
Coach McManus had good things to say about Amidio, too. Like this wide receiver group, they're growing together, starting to gel. He said they're learning, and he likes the fact that they're just a good group of guys. That always helps.
Under 2.5 to go, second quarter. Give to the running back, R.J. Alexander. And Alexander trying to search out that 35-yard line. That brings up second down. And Myers Park starting to bounce a little bit here late in the second quarter.
And sometimes you just need to see a first down or two. It's that whole thing about the basketball needing to go in for a basketball player.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's that way, too, for the offense. You get a first down here. You get a penalty here from the defense. And you start to get a little bit of juice, a little momentum down the field. Maybe that's working out right now for Myers Park.
Definitely start getting that pep in your step, as they say. Second down for the Mustangs. Again, running play. This time to Latrell Goodwin. But Goodwin is brought back. He was searching out that 35. It'll be third down as Myers Park brought a game to tackle him.
I love what the coach said about Goodwin. He says he's a physical runner, but he has a little bit of wiggle to him.
Yeah, right. It's kind of what you want. You want that evasiveness. You want that squiggliness, if you will.
We got a timeout here by Butler.
So third down, late here in the second quarter. Our Charlotte High School football rivalry series is powered by Ortho Carolina with expert physicians, care providers, and locations throughout the region. Ortho Carolina, one of the nation's leading orthopedic practices, and your destination for comprehensive, personalized orthopedic care. Ortho Carolina physicians, they specialize in everything: foot and ankle, hip and knee, shoulder and elbow, sports medicine, hand, pediatric orthopedics, physical medicine, and rehabilitation as well. We're dedicated to helping you return to peak performance with after-hours, walk-in urgent care, online scheduling, and convenient locations. Visit orthocarolina.com.
Another big third down
Yes.
here for this first half as we wind down towards the end of it. Myers Park, they've struggled a bit on third down. They were just 4 for 12 on third downs last week.
Come the Mustangs. Thompson former safety, now a quarterback here for the Mustangs. He fires, and is that caught by Davis Becker? No, incomplete, 4th down.
He threw a strike there to Becker, but it was quite hot, but looked like one that Becker maybe should have been able to bring in. It was a good throw, good idea by Thompson, and Becker just couldn't hold on to it. And now it's a 4th down, and I do agree with this call. If Myers Park stays with it, you got to go for this one here. You only need about 4.5 yards here, but looks like we're going to have a bit of a conversation here from Myers Park.
So 3rd down. With expert physicians, care providers in locations throughout the region, North Carolina, one of the nation's leading orthopedic practices, your destination for comprehensive, personalized orthopedic care. Ortho Carolina physicians, they specialize in everything. Elbow, spine, sports medicine, foot and ankle, hip and knee, everything. We are dedicated to helping you achieve your best with after-hours, walk-in urgent care, online scheduling, and convenient locations. Visit orthocarolina.com, proud sponsor of the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina. And again, this late first half kind of thing going here, Armand. 4th down, and we're getting ready to see what Myers Park has. Will they pick this up, keep the drive going? 99 seconds left here, and kind of get down to it.
Need about 5 yards here, and this Butler defense, they like to attack. That was the word that Coach Hales underlined. Let's see if they can get after it here on this 4th down.
Actually, just 89 seconds left here. Check that. Here goes Thompson, and Thompson will get sacked. Butler brought the pressure and got him with J.J. Coleman.
Have you heard about J.J. Coleman,
I have.
Corey? A little birdie told me that J.J. Coleman was a really good football player. He senses a ball, he senses a player like a dog sensing meat. And when he gets to you, he tackles you. You don't stay up, you go down. And that time, Thompson went down. Looks like Thompson could possibly made a better decision there. He ran a little bit towards the pressure as opposed to maybe rolling away from it and possibly giving him another second or two to maybe find somebody down the field. But J.J. Coleman doesn't care because he's got a sack and Butler's got the ball back with 1:21 left here in the first half.
Yeah, J.J. Coleman and Peyton Scott, two of the most praised defensive players for head coach Brian Hales and Butler. And it was Coleman who ended that promising drive at times for Myers Park. So the Bulldogs have it back and resume now with Zach Lawrence, but we've got a
delay of game.
Delay of game,
Another
yes.
one.
Okay.
On Butler.
So marching back 5.
It's not the first one either. Once again, though, this is a relatively new offensive line. We've talked about that. 4 new starters on that offensive front for Butler.
Now 1st and 15 from the 35-yard line. Lawrence has all kinds of time over here, but now he has to kind of cook it up the middle. Now Lawrence getting shifty. Lawrence looking to get back to the 40-yard line and ultimately pick up 4 or 5 yards on all of that maneuvering.
He took the circuitous route to get close to the original line of scrimmage. Eli Sylvester, number 10, did sneak away down the field, but by that time it was so far gone, there was no way that the quarterback was going to have a chance to see him down the field.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 10. Lawrence wants it, gets it, looks, fires, and hauled in by DeQuandre Currents, or no, he dropped it. He had it initially and then out of the hands, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, Currents is going to wish he had that one. That ball was placed pretty well. Looked like a zone coverage look that time from Myers Park. And Currents got a really good throw from his quarterback and just could not bring that one in along the sideline. That's one he will want back later.
And Coach Mark Sanders, who works with these receivers for Butler, will talk that over with Current. Sanders, Hales always jokes about how people think he's been at Butler forever. Sanders really has. He was there when the school got constructed. A lot of long-serving coaching staff members. Here's a running play. DJ Horton has it. 4th down as Horton gets to the 45-yard line, and we're under 50 seconds to go first half.
Looks like Butler's just content with taking this thing to the locker room. Up 14-3.
Coming up, We've got our Ortho Carolina halftime report and also interview that you want to stay tuned for.
So much for that winding down. Sorry about that, Court, but so much for winding down the half.
Right.
They are lining up here. Let's see if they run a play or not.
Fourth down, and here's a timeout with 13 seconds left in the second quarter. Maybe just testing Myers Park that time. Butler. See what maybe they brought out defensively. Deer Park, during the North Carolina high school football season, Deer Park, 100% natural spring water, honoring one team from each classification with the Deer Park Fueled by Nature Team of the Week Award. Teams selected through the season will be eligible to win the Fueled by Nature Team of the Year Award. For more information and to nominate your team today, you know what to do. It's right on the screen. Scan the QR code. Deer Park, 100% natural spring water. It's great to see, I saw it last week when we were at Audrey Kell, and now here at Myers Park. Deer Park comes out, just big collection of bottled water. Fans, players, everyone gets in on it, and that's not just a sponsor. They're stepping up, and they're here, especially during these late August, early September hot days in the Queen City. Great to have Deer Park here. Fourth down for Butler, and now they will punt. Konozinski. And down at the 9-yard line. McDonald was back to return, just stepped away, and that's where the ball's placed, but just a second left, so pretty simple now for Myers Park. Come out and get set to head to the locker room in a 14-3 game with Butler on top, but I know it's not halftime yet. This may actually be a little bit too early in a way to talk about it, but I will give a lot of credit. You have to Myers Park. This is only, we're talking about an 11-point game here.
And a lot of mistakes, too. I mean, a couple of turnovers here and there. We've got a lot of penalties, tough breaks at times. But if a couple more things go Myers Park's way, we've got a really tight ball game right now.
Again, Myers Park has not let this one get away. Butler has 2 scores, yes, but the Mustangs have dominated some of the latter portions of this second quarter. Mustangs will bring the offense out. They actually will run one last play here, and they'll give it again to Latrell Goodwin, and Goodwin to the 25-yard line, and that is the end of quarter number 2. So it's 14-3 with Butler over Myers Park as we have reached halftime. And the Ortho Carolina halftime report is coming up. Also an interview with Blair Primus, Senior Vice President for Marketing and Talent Management at Ortho Carolina. That is coming up as well. We will come back as we continue on our Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. Second half on the way. We are back to just south of Uptown Charlotte after this on the NFHS Network.
At Ortho Carolina, my personalized orthopedic care doesn't have to wait because after hours urgent care knows accidents happen. Ortho Carolina, my care, my way. Schedule your appointment today at orthocarolina.com.
We are at halftime of the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series. It's all powered by Ortho Carolina. It's another installment this week, and as always, we take time during the halftime, during the intermission, to catch up with the fine folks at Ortho Carolina. And today we've got Dr. Brian Saltzman with us. And Doc, I want to ask, when you think about the mission of Ortho Carolina and you think about that combination and collaboration with high school sports, why is high school athletics so important to Ortho Carolina?
Yeah, I think at Ortho Carolina, we're pretty well ingrained here in the world of local sports, and that includes our recreational athletes as well as high school, collegiate, and up through the professionals. And so it's a big part of what we do here, and it's a big part of our community that we're pretty excited to be a part of, from in the office to on the sidelines.
There are a lot of folks who, after this interview, are probably going to rush to their computer. They're going to look you up online, and they're going to see that you're an orthopedic surgeon that's specializing in adolescent, and adult sports science. When you are out there practicing and you think about the entire continuum of what football athletes go through from injury to recovery, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think our football athletes put quite a bit of strain on their bodies, and what we're seeing out on the field is injuries sustained from contact type of injuries, from other players getting hit and hitting them, as well as the non-contact type injuries. So we're seeing strains, we're seeing sprains, we're seeing muscle injuries, tendons, ligaments, and so there's quite a bit of stress that they're putting on their bodies, and we're seeing injuries all throughout the body as a result of that, kind of through the non-operative all the way through the operative sector of things.
When we think about our knees, when we think about our hips, those are obviously critical components of the body when it comes to a high school student athlete, especially in football. That care for those lower extremities, you've seen a lot, you've created some best practices. What are you seeing as being the total care when it comes to the total body?
Yeah, I think something we're unique with here at Ortho Carolina is how subspecialized we've become, and how valuable some of our different assets are in our practice. And so, we've got individuals who are specializing from the toe all the way up through the hip in the lower extremity. And that gives us a chance to be really refined at what we're doing. And that includes us as the MDs, as well as our physician's assistants, our athletic trainers, our physical therapists, our nurses, our nurse practitioners. We're all part of this big team, really trying to get people better. And when we've got such good specialization in these parts to be able to take as good of care as possible as we can.
That's a really good dovetail. We all like the underdog. We all like the comeback story. When you think about your time at Ortho Carolina, caring for these high school athletes, have you got a favorite comeback story that either warms your heart or maybe in a quiet moment of your day reflect and go, that's pretty cool?
I think for me, it often comes down to the ACL, which is something that I take care of frequently. And the reason why is it's a pretty, technically important procedure that we spend a short time doing, and then is a huge relationship builder with a patient, with an athlete, because it's months and months of rehabilitation as part of our care team and seeing that individual getting back to their sport. And so it becomes this huge relationship that's built. And so it's pretty fun to watch our athletes with that particular injury take from that really difficult discussion of, you tore your ACL and we're going to have to fix that problem, to missing a whole season and getting back to something. And I've had some rewarding experience seeing some of those athletes get back and then get back from the high school to the next level of something that's really passionate for them.
Last question before we let you go, and it's really just come to mind as you answer that. 20 years ago, you didn't hear a lot about the ACL. It's probably an injury that happened a lot, but ACL seems to be a little bit more, pardon the pun, under the microscope. It feels a little bit more common in today's dialogue. Why is that switch in the last 20 years from going from really not hearing about ACL to almost unfortunately hearing it at every turn?
Yeah, I mean, that alludes to why it's such a common injury these days, especially in our young athletes specializing in these high contact sports. And so we're seeing a lot more of those injuries. We're seeing the impact of those injuries on athletes and the time missed in sport, as well as in non-athletes of the time missed of other types of activities, work and non-work related, recreational and otherwise, where it leads to a lot of healthcare time and dollars and time missed. And so there's a lot of research going on about it. There's a lot of efforts from our standpoint as sports surgeons trying to learn it better and be better at it, and the tiny little minutia and microscopic details of it, like you alluded to. And so I think we're just seeing it a lot more frequently. It's seeing us a lot more frequently, and we're just trying to get better for our patients.
Dr. Brian Saltzman, thanks for being with us during the intermission tonight.
Thanks. I appreciate your time.
Folks, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got the second half. Again, another installment of the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series. It's all powered by Ortho Carolina, and we'll be back right after this.
At Ortho Carolina, personalized orthopedic care goes beyond my appointment. From the convenience of online scheduling to a friendly voice on the phone, I can schedule my visit on my time. And with after-hours urgent care and video visits, my pain doesn't have to be my problem anymore. Ortho Carolina, my care, my way. Schedule your appointment today at orthocarolina.com.
We're back here to Myers Park High School in South Charlotte. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, and team here with you, and ready to go and getting set for second half action. But Armand, I know we're going to discuss this more momentarily, but great first half, still very competitive. Myers Park looking for that first win of the season. And you know what? Again, only down by 11 points. Saw some great defensive plays on both sides of the football. Sets us up for a great second course, if you will.
Well, we always talk about offense and defense, but special teams becomes a key part of this game. Even early on, we got an 85-yard touchdown on a kickoff return called back. We've had some penalties. We've had some miscues. We've had some personal fouls and just some bad decision making at times from both teams. But you settle in, maybe with the halftime break. It allows both of these teams to regroup a bit. And Myers Park in particular, it's interesting for them because they had some chances here. They had a couple of breaks provided to them by some turnovers that they forced and some breaks they got, but they were unable to capitalize, but they did get the 3. And so if you're head coach Jason McManus, you want to build on that and try to encourage some positivity and see if you can get the second half started off on a good foot.
Second half is on the way. About 4 minutes or so, and get third quarter action going. We'll be back after this. The Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. We'll come back to the QC after this.
At Ortho Carolina, personalized orthopedic care goes beyond my appointment. From the convenience of online scheduling to a friendly voice on the phone, I can schedule my visit on my time. And with after-hours urgent care and video visits, my pain doesn't have to be my problem anymore. Ortho Carolina, my care, my way. Schedule your appointment today at orthocarolina.com.
With export sports medicine physicians, care providers, and locations throughout the region, Ortho Carolina, one of the nation's leading orthopedic practices, your destination for comprehensive, personalized orthopedic care. At Ortho Carolina, we leverage our expertise from treating professional athletes and apply it to our entire patient community, from youth athletes to weekend warriors. We're dedicated to helping you return to peak performance with after hours and walk-in urgent care, online scheduling, and convenient locations. Visit orthocarolina.com. So the team back here with you, working our way down to second half action. It's a great time. It's always fun, these little moments before a half starts, Armand. I wanted to get you on this. We always have a discussion each week, and I know it can be a lot of X's and O's, it can be a lot of simple stuff, but Myers Park has some great stories. This is especially true because of what Coach McManus has done with this team, and it was really emphasized when he began here that they wanted to not just focus on the players, but also the community, especially the area right around here. They've done so much here recently, and I wanted to speak with you about this, about what they've done, especially the 24 hours of booty drive that they have to help a lot of local kids go back to school, give them some backpacks, some school gear. They like to have really 2 big community involvement drives, one in the summer, which just happened, and one around Christmas time. And that was one of the 8 areas of the program that head coach Jason McManus wanted to focus on. He said this as well. He wants his players to meet as many people as possible, teaching them to serve outside of football. And, you know, all of that is very positive, and you can tell that's a great coach who's influencing his players to do more, not just on Friday nights.
And, you know, when we talked to Coach McManus, he said, I want to lead with character.
Yes.
I want to lead with character, and I want to show these guys the importance of working hard. And let's face it, Jason McManus knows how to win. 44 years old, but he was the offensive coordinator from 2014 to 2019 at South Point High School in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I know this because I was also there when he was there. So he is used to winning. You're talking about a South Point program that produced Jadeveon Clowney and Stephon Gilmore and Devontae Holland and Darion Kendrick, and the list goes on. And so this is a guy who knows how to win, and he's trying to take that very same culture that same understanding and all that comes with that, the hard work, the work ethic, the dedication, the commitment, all those tools, he's trying to bring them over from his prior experiences, both from his 15 or so years at the college level, as well as his 5 years at South Point. He's bringing all that with him, and it wants to establish a culture of winning and high expectations at Myers Park. And it's things like what you just mentioned that help put that in motion.
And especially so when you look at, you mentioned obviously the past coaching experience of Jason McManus and what he's brought here. And, of course, this Myers Park team as a whole. I know last week at Audrey Kell we were talking about, they've sent a player to the Tar Heels. Of course, Drake May just had a big Saturday this past weekend. Going to keep on doing it, quarterback now for the Tar Heels. And, that's just one person that this team has sent to the collegiate ranks. And the whole team has been resilient. And that's a big thing that McManus preached about as well, is that some of these kids, they just keep showing up. And you can see it here tonight. Again, very competitive score here before we get the second half underway. And also this, I wanted to throw this in here. Captain Mutherland came down recently, just a couple weeks ago, about a month or so ago maybe. He even said, McManus did, about Captain Mutherland and others. Of course, with the Panthers here, you get a lot of former pro players, college players especially. Of course, Mutherland was so great with the Gamecocks, but a lot of former college and pro players around here. Jason McManus told us about it. Anybody that can teach his kids in a positive way, he's going to support it. So you never know. You come down here to Myers Park during a practice day, you may see a Captain Mutherland. That's really great to have that outreach.
It's one of the things that's really cool about being in the Charlotte area. You are exposed to the best of the best. I remember even when Stephon Gilmore was a Carolina Panther for a brief while. It was really cool to see. There were a couple of times when he came to South Point and I was there, and there's just another excitement. But what it does is it tells the players who are here, this is where I can be. These goals, these dreams that I have, they're attainable, they're reachable. And so that kind of motivation from someone who's been in the trenches, from someone who's experienced the highs and the lows of high school football and has reached the higher levels, the D2s and the D1s and the NFL, when you have people in place who have done it before and can come back and be a source of inspiration, that really is key to sort of energizing and sometimes reinvigorating a program. So good job by these programs and these alum who are coming back, the alumni who are coming back and making the contributions and just motivating these players to achieve greatness, whether it's Myers Park, Butler, or any of the other schools that we'll be calling games for this fall.
Yes, Mutherland, 2 stints with the Panthers, of course, and drafted by the Panthers back in 2009. So really cool for that former Panther to come over and spend some time with Myers Park. Probably got time here for one more. I wanted to mention this too. We're about under a minute to go before the second half start begins. But on the flip side, when you go back over, you look at head coach Brian Hale's Armand for Butler, and the connections with the pro team right here in Charlotte, just they don't stop there. How about this one? Of course, you look at what Hales did in college, went to Kent State. You kind of have to wonder, how do you get from Ohio down to Charlotte? Well, there's a lot of transplants here, of course. Every time I'm around, I'm like, Ohio, Pennsylvania. And of course, Hales is one of them. Came from Kent State up in Ohio. It was actually his teammate at Kent State, Ken Walter, that got Hales here to Charlotte. We're talking about 20 years ago or so. Walters was a punter for the Panthers, had a pretty good career, about 3-4 seasons with the Panthers. And that really got Hales to fall in love with Charlotte. And he knows how crazy the weather can be up in Ohio. He came down here, and all of a sudden, you know what? This is a big change in scenery. Walter was a punter for the Panthers from 97 until 2000. That's how Brian Hales on the other side got here.
And when we talked to Coach Hales, it was towards the end of our interview.
Yeah.
And this just aggressiveness sort of came about him. He's talking about it being from Scranton, Pennsylvania. And you listen to him talking, and I was thinking as we were talking to him, like, this is a football coach right here, right? This is a football coach.
Right.
This is not a guy, he's not pretending, he's not putting on, he's not trying to impress us. He starts talking about losing weight because he was a heavy lineman back when he played at Kent State. He lost that weight and is back, he said, to within about a pound of the weight that I was at when I was playing in high school. So kudos to him, but just the aggressiveness. I'm like, I'm listening to you, man. Talk to me. Give me a game plan. That Scranton, Pennsylvania fire came out of him there. That was really cool to experience that from Coach Hales. really great conversation we had with him.
It was fantastic, and again, right at the end of that conversation, you're right. It was at 1:30 yesterday when we had him on Zoom, and a lot of times interview a coach, they're going back into the office, maybe they teach, they've got something else to do, maybe help out the family. He was painting the lines on the field for the JV game last night, doing that at 1:30 yesterday after our Zoom when it was 85 degrees.
Played tight end, linebacker, and D lineman. And I told him, you remember, I told him, I said, yeah, you look like it, you feel like.
Exactly.
I said, I'm getting really strong lineman vibes from you, Coach.
Right.
And he started laughing about that.
Yeah, great stuff from both coaches this week. And again, as we always like to say, we appreciate their time and giving us that, and not just the time, but their knowledge as well. And always great to have those stories relayed. And we'll have more for you here in the second half, which is just moments from getting back underway as Nicholas Konazinski gets ready to kick off. And here we go. Second half underway back in South Charlotte. It'll be a touchback, and the Mustangs will have it down here 14-3, but again, very attainable. And let's see what Myers Park has back on offense. They'll get it to start quarter number 3.
I want to see more from Tavion Neal and Davis Becker here in this second half. Tavion Neal, an explosive player for them, can run, can scoop, had an 80-yard touchdown call back last week. Let's see if they can get the ball in Neal and Becker's hands a little bit more here and allow them to make some plays in this final 24 minutes.
Myers Park football. Bring it back out with their quarterback, Wendell Thompson. Thompson, the running back, is Latrell Goodwin. Still up is Thompson. Quarterback scramble, and Thompson to the 25-yard line. Maybe got an extra yard out of it. Second down.
He got shoved out of bounds there by Juice Jones, number 21, but I like that decision there. Hey, sometimes you have to let a quarterback use his feet to make the plays that you need made in a given situation. Nice job there by Thompson reading the defense and taking that one for a good 8 or 9 yards on that first down.
2nd and 1. Running back is still Goodwin. Handoff. Goodwin up the middle. Kind of cut his way back to the left there. Picks up a first down for Myers Park.
You know, it's interesting when we talked with Coach McManus, he said, although he has offensive coordinator experience and he's the head coach now, he has a very tight grip still on this offense. He trusts what he knows, and he's still really one of the leading voices for this offense here, trying to steer this offense in the right direction.
1st and 10 from the 33 for the Mustangs. Empty backfield now for Thompson. Thompson keeps. Wanted to get a touch pass going, but Thompson just took it himself and carried down. Maybe got a yard that time. The tackle made by Tavita Harrison. Second down.
Harrison's had an active game, and had he not made that tackle, a little bit of space there for Thompson to operate. So a good tackle on his part. North Carolina instant replay showing it to us. Sort of dragged him down there by the jersey, but did make the play and forces a second down and long.
2nd and 8. Thompson fakes the handoff, now pulls it and drops and fires far side, incomplete. Had 2 right there in his face that time to give him some pressure. One of those again was Harrison for Butler.
6'1", 260. How would you like that coming at you,
I
Corey?
wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
It's my dad, minus 2 inches and 40 extra pounds. I don't want any part of it. He's scary enough as he is.
I love how you did the math there real quick. Nice job.
I've been doing it for 31 years. I'm short, he's tall. Dropping back. Look at this from Thompson, a deep ball. Dials it in the hands and just out by Danye Coleman. That close to a big plus play.
Oh, man. You talk about close but no cigar right there. I love the play call, though. Let's take a shot. We feel pretty good about where we are offensively. It's early in the third quarter. We're trying to send a message. And, man, just even with the effort there, Danye Coleman, who is their senior linebacker and wide receiver, just could not make that play along the sideline. But it looked for a moment like he had a step on his defender.
4th down. Punt. Back to return is Sylvester. Return will start at the 15-yard line. Sylvester, he ran into his own teammate.
We got another flag down.
Comes in, yeah. Now his teammate was in front of him. That was L.J. Dubois, and that's who Sylvester just ran into.
Ortho Carolina instant replay, and yeah, it's just one of those things that happens. Just a bit of a smack there, and Dubois was a little bit slow to get up, but he did hobble off towards the Butler sideline. I am curious, though, to see what this flag is about. Another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And it's on Myers Park, I do believe.
Yes.
That's not what you need here early in the second half. You missed the long shot down the sideline to Coleman. And then on the return, you end up getting another personal foul penalty that gives 15 more yards to Butler. Still something that McManus is working on with this team, responding to adversity. And frankly, sometimes the best thing to do is to say nothing at all. It's the old saying, at least that's the way I heard it. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah, Brian Hales, head coach of Butler, had actually something akin to that to say earlier. We'll get to it in a second. Running play here for DJ Horton. Horton to the 40-yard line and goes ahead and clutters down there. 2nd down.
I'm curious, though, what did Hales have to say?
It goes back to what we were talking about, to where he said if someone makes a bad play, like a center, maybe it's a bad snap, don't give him a hard time. He already knows that he's made a mistake. I love that. I love that.
Encourage. That's the word he used.
Exactly.
Be and encourage him.
Great philosophy there. 2nd down, another running play. Again, DJ Horton has it. Horton got to the sticks. Looked like he got past them. Should be a 1st down for Butler.
Something about these smaller backs, man. Horton's about 5'8", and you're low to the ground, and it's sometimes hard to bring him down.
Again, here goes Currents. DeQuandre Currents still up, and looked like he got pulled out at the 25-yard line, but found a sliver again on the far side for Butler.
Looked like a sweep look that time. Looked like they went back to that power formation. Ortho Carolina instant replay, and you see getting the edge along that left side and picking up a big 1st down. And had he not stepped out of bounds, he may have broken that one for a touchdown.
We've seen Eli Sylvester involved, not just on special teams, but also in the receiver corps. And, of course, DeQuandre Current, who was talked about by head coach Brian Hales yesterday. 2 big guys in this offense for Butler. Running play. Still up. Flag comes in. And out of bounds. The run was Keyshawn Peoples, and we have to address the penalty.
The question now is which penalty? There have been so many on the play, the referee threw his hat. I see 1, 2, 3 yellow fellows and a white hat.
The lid is still down for the referee.
Keyshawn Peoples there. He just got rid of a tackler there, trying to make the initial play. Just shedded him before the play ended, and the flags ended up flying.
Peoples still has the ball, kind of bouncing in his hands. Brian Hales of Butler talking about Peoples yesterday too, and a kid who can do great things when he has the ball in his hand.
Ortho Carolina instant replay showing it to us, and there's a lot going on this play. Got unsportsmanlike conduct penalties all over the place, but you're right, Corey. That's one of the things that was told to us by Coach Hales about Peoples, and Hales told us we're going to give different guys opportunities here.
1st down.
And on that Ortho Carolina instant replay, you saw a little bit of trash talk there. And as I just said, it's emotional game, this game of football. The emotions are high. It's a rivalry game. As a matter of fact, it's the Charlotte rivalry series powered by Ortho Carolina. And Sometimes in the heat of battle, you say things and you do things, and the officials, it's another key too. You got to keep control of this game, and these players have got to settle in a little bit here and get this game a little bit cleaner.
Pretty full moon here tonight, just kind of breaking its way through the trees.
Conversation with Coach Brian Hales. They're sorry to jump in.
It's okay. Yeah, Butler's marching this football back, as you said. Armand is going to be placed back into Butler territory at the 42-yard line. Actually, 43 right now it's being placed. That's how far Butler has to come all the way back. They were well inside Myers Park territory before that. It's a first down, yes, but lost yardage. First and W.T. Harris. That's how long it will be.
Let me count this here.
First and 35. That's W.T. Harris with a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I'm familiar with W.T. Harris. I try to stay away from W.T. Harris.
You're smart.
If there's anything wrong with W.T. Harris,
oh
it
no,
can just be a busy place.
It can be wild. Got all those years at UNC Charlotte to prove it. I think I missed half the classes because of all that traffic. I was like, well, you know, there's only one way to get here.
Are you sure it was classes, Corey Hodges?
Radio. Radio internship. Hey, exactly right. Of course, Ryan Burnett, obviously. Yeah. Pass caught. Far side by Carr. And Carr takes a fall past the 50-yard line. Nice little out that time thrown by Lawrence.
Nice leaping catch that time, too, by Carr. I do believe Carr had a touchdown in the first half, so he's been active today as well. 5'8", 160 pounds. Keep it low to the ground, physical, and will go right at you. Nice elevation there on that one, snagging that one in. Still second down and a whole lot, though.
Yeah, Carr leaping up, not bad at 5'8" for that extra elongation. That, chopped 13 out of it. It's second and 22 now. Ball just inside the 50. Running play. Straight up goes DJ Horton, and Horton to the 35 and tripped up, but he got even more of that yardage back to make it third and manageable.
Well, we talked about this offensive line and how new they are, but that time they got a great push up front, creating that nice alley for that nice play, and really not much more of a third down and manageable situation here for Butler.
Even head coach Brian Hales said coming in, we got to run the football better. Starting to get it going now. It's a team that loves to run. 3rd and 8. Zach Lawrence rolling, looking, firing. Is it a completed catch? Looks good for DeQuandre Currents. It's close to that yard to gain marker. Did Currents get the first down? He did.
Yep. It's a nice job there. You get him out in space, rolls. One of those plays that's going to tick off head coach Jason McManus, but a nice roll to the right there by Thompson, finding his man along the sideline, and Currents, one of their dependable targets in this ball game, comes through again, picks up a 1st and 10 for Butler.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 25. Hales loves Sylvester and Currents. Consistency in catching the football. We've seen
start here
from Currents twice on this drive, and yeah, that's 5 yards in arrears coming up for Butler as we go under 8 minutes to play 3rd quarter, and the score is still the same as it was during halftime, 14-3.
I will say this about Currents. Currents and Sylvester, they have been two of the consistent players on this offense. They've been consistent through the first 3 games, helping these guys get acclimated in the passing game.
Yeah, they've gone to Currents, meaning Zach Lawrence tonight, has gone to Currents and Sylvester quite a bit. Also the running game here with DJ Horton. Horton cuts to his left, found some extra space out there and gets to the 20-yard line. Again, it was 1st and 15, so a gain of 10 for Horton, 2nd down.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but number 50, Jesus Arredondo, Ortho Carolina instant replay, he just slammed someone to the ground. What an aggressive, great block. 6'2", 260, helping that play get along.
The backs are going to get a lot of touches tonight. We knew it coming in, and this time it's Currents who gets back in on a play to bring up 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, though, this has been a long drive for wearing down this Myers Park defense. It's been a long drive for Butler.
Go under 7 minutes to play in the third. Again, it's DJ Horton. Horton past the 15-yard line.
Tackled by Adam Luters, and that time you saw nice movement, a little zig and zag action there, and I do believe that's another first down. North Carolina instant replay showing us just that. Butler's in really good position here now with a 1st and 10 from just inside the 15-yard line.
This is when you're going to see that running game more than likely continue now that the field has shrunk quite a bit. Lawrence fakes it though, rolls, turns, fires, end zone, caught, touchdown. That's Nick Darling on play action, and Darling rolled and stayed in, and that's a touchdown for Butler, and it's 20-3 Bulldogs.
North Carolina instant replay, and I tell you what, you move down the field with in a methodical manner. You get a bootleg, a roll to the left, and the tight end, the 6'1" tight end, Nick Darling, has his first catch of the night, and what better way to get it? A touchdown wide open in the back of the end zone, getting behind that Myers Park defense.
And again, the run was working, and then the play fake by Lawrence, and he found his open target, Darling. Extra point, up, and good by Konazinski. 21-3, Butler goes ahead, and a drive there that was at one point first and really long, and just kept getting trimmed down. And again, the running play set up a perfect little play action that time for the quarterback Lawrence with a nice dime. Deer Park, during the North Carolina high school football season, Deer Park 100% natural spring water will honor one team from each classification with that Deer Park Fueled by Nature Team of the Week award. Teams selected throughout this entire season will be eligible to win the Fueled by Nature Team of the Year award. And that's Deer Park, 100% natural spring water, part of our team here on our Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina and Deer Park. Kickoff time now for Butler, and the drive stitched together, and all 3 touchdowns, Armand, despite the fact that Butler wants to run the ball a lot, they have, but all 3 have been passing and receiving touchdowns.
And confidence-building touchdowns for Zach Lawrence.
Exactly.
Whose number 1 goal, according to his head coach, was do not turn the football over.
It's now 8 touchdowns this season for Lawrence. Into the end zone, so no return that time for Jahari McDonald. And Myers Park with the touchback will get set for their next drive.
Myers Park, a young team, and according to Coach McManus, still searching for our identity.
Yes.
This is one of those moments and one of those ball games that you just want to see. Okay, we've gotten down, we've been here before, right? That's what some of the players are probably thinking right now. We've been here before. We've had the adversity. We found ourselves in holes. But what can you do right now to address the adversity that you're dealing with? Let's see what Myers Park comes up with here on a pretty important drive in his third quarter.
Thompson, the quarterback, hands off to his running back, R.J. Alexander, and Alexander close to the 35-yard line, and almost first looked like Miles Lawson that time, Armand.
Ortho Carolina instant replay, and I tell you what, this thing almost got pretty dangerous for Butler. I thought he was going to break that, but that's what you like to see. Alexander's been getting his touches tonight, and he's making the most of his opportunities. A young player on this team. He's got 2 more years left after this year, but making an impact in this ball game.
Picked up a first down that time. Keep the run going with Alexander. Look at him search out space, little spin move there, and gets back maybe a yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage to set up second down.
That time, number 76 in green, Tariq Monroe, had a really nice block that time. And how would you like to deal with this offensive line? Let me give you some numbers here. Tariq Monroe, 6'4", about 330. Nick LeGrand, about 6'2", 290. Both the guards are about 280 pounds. Now, if I put you in front of them, what would you be thinking?
It's an age-old question. Would you be able to run a football with that type of protection? Yeah, probably could. Catch made for the Mustangs. It's a quick one, too. And pulled in by Latrell Goodwin, second down.
Gain of about 6 yards there, and tackle made by J.J. Coleman, whom we've heard from a lot, and Jaden Farmer, a sophomore on this team. But I hope you guys saw at home there, just a job of flattening one of the defenders there by one of the Myers Park offensive linemen. I do believe that was Nick LeGrand, 52.
3rd and 5. It's Goodwin, but Goodwin is stopped immediately. Tavita Harrison there meets him in the backfield. 4th down.
Harrison's been so active in this game. Just a really great effort. He's been hustling, finding the ball. It's been a thrill to watch him compete tonight. This senior, one of the leaders on this team, one of the veteran presences, establishing a tone for this defense for Butler this evening.
So Myers Park will punt. Back to receive is Sylvester. Watch his speed in the return game. He's had it since back at 7 o'clock. Win Byerly with the punt. Bounces. Sylvester watches it. He stays away, and it rolls and flattened at the 30-yard line. So Butler will bring it back out. Up 21-3 as we continue on here in this 3rd quarter.
I'm sorry, Corey.
Yeah, I know we mentioned it earlier, Armand. I wanted to bring it up again. But, again, a lot of former players have influenced this Butler team, and that's what happens when you're a successful program. State champions and won a title in 2009, so there's still a lot of guys that are still part of that program who have history. And I know there's been a lot of NFL talk tonight with some tie-ins. You got to hear about this story in a moment of ultimate perseverance. Butler with a running play. Give it again to DJ Horton. And here he goes, DJ Horton to the 40, 30. Horton looks to cut, a stiff arm. Horton, he bought himself 5 extra yards on a big rumble for running back number 3, DJ Horton for Butler.
Are you kidding me with that?
Wow.
Are you kidding me with that? What a play. Ortho Carolina instant replay, and I just have one question. How does DJ Horton get out of that congestion? That was worse than 5 p.m. Charlotte traffic on 77.
Oh, I know about that too. This time, though, Horton is going to pay a little bit of revenge. Tackled by Mark Moss. Moss gave it right back to Horton, 2nd down.
Mark Moss coming off a good game last week, trying to set up this defense. And one of the things that they like about this Myers Park defense, that their linebackers play the run well. Good play there by Moss.
Substitution now at running back. Keyshawn Peoples comes in. So Horton with a huge burst, and then nothing on the next touch. So Peoples comes back in alongside Zach Lawrence. Peoples will get it. Peoples, 3 meet him, and Peoples goes zilch. It's muck and fuss again.
A great play. Good penetration. They got home in a hurry. There was nowhere to go. Ortho Carolina instant replay. And Jack Muckenfuss, one of the seniors, plays linebacker, plays corner, good athlete, aggressive, and gets to the ball quickly.
Loss of 1. 3rd and 11 on the 21. People stays in, but Lawrence will look to get this out. This Butler team up 21-3, looking for more. Lawrence drops back. Pressure comes. Lawrence airs. End zone broken up. Looking for his wideout Currents. Incomplete. Could have been a pick, too.
It should have been a pick.
Yeah.
Jasiri Champion, Ortho Carolina instant replay. Champion gets to it. It looked for a moment like there may have been a window, but Champion does a nice job of closing on that ball towards the back of the end zone. Nice job by number 7, Jasiri Champion.
Champion playing like one that time to break it up. Here's 4th down and field goal try for Butler.
I was going to say that, but it's just too easy.
Well, I know. I didn't want to steal it. But here's Konazinski trying to get a blocked field goal attempt, and that one comes up short. Good diving effort, though, for Myers Park on special teams to at least get a fingertip on it, maybe. Adams that time. And so field goal, no good, and Myers Park will bring it back out. So a defensive stand to stall out a drive. It started, Armand, with that huge Horton run, but nothing after that. It's all part of our Friday night big party here, the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina, as we're here with just under 2 minutes remaining on a Friday night at Myers Park High School here in South Charlotte. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, our entire team here with you on the NFHS Network for week 2 of our fall journey. Catch made by Jahari McDonald. McDonald is still up. Look at him go to the 25-yard line and then wrestled out on a passing play. Thompson to McDonald, second down.
McDonald made it happen there after the catch. A lot of shifty, nifty movement there, trying to avoid defenders. And got a nice gain out of it, about 5 yards on that screen look. So positive play. Now the playbook is open here. You can call just about anything. Let's see how Butler responds defensively. Let's see what kind of play call Myers Park dials up here.
Whistle stops this.
Right start, I believe.
Yeah, Alexander was ready to take the handoff from Thompson. Bring that back 5 yards. The 2nd and 10. Back this up.
I wonder if Thompson's going to make any more plays with his feet here in this game. He's not really gotten away from the defense. He's had a couple of moments, even against Mallard Creek in one of the earlier games, ran for 35 yards, averaged about 4 yards a carry. Let's see if he does something on the ground here.
Little low snap, quick out, finds Ben Schoenig, and that's to the 25-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down for Thompson and Myers Park.
This is a young and hungry receiving group, and that's why having players on that group who can sort of lead you and guide you down the path, players who have been there before, is so key. Players like Tavion Neal and Davis Becker, still waiting to hear from those guys.
A flag down on 3rd and 5. Penalty will be on Butler, so it should be a fresh set here for Myers Park. All at the 30-yard line.
Another penalty giving an opportunity for Myers Park to move the chains here.
Fresh set, 1st and 10 from the 31. Under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. A little movement there from Butler. Maybe back-to-back uh-ohs for the Bulldogs.
Right. Jeremy Nixon, number 15, got there just a little bit too early, and that's not going to get the job done.
We've talked about Wendell Thompson a lot tonight. Obviously, the quarterback for Myers Park. Any quarterback's going to be talked about a lot, but Coach McManus for Myers Park even said, this is just his 4th game as a quarterback, and it's a big-time position being quarterback at Myers Park. Here's Thompson, fires, connects with Coleman. Gagne Coleman will set up 2nd down.
It's Tyquan Rankin, who held on for dear life to make that tackle, number 9. And once again, they're running that sort of screen look quite a bit. Ortho Carolina instant replay. They've run this play a couple of times here in the 3rd quarter, and a good job there by Rankin of holding on to make that tackle.
2nd and 3 from the 38. Gunn, 5 wide. Here for Thompson. Pump fakes. Thompson steps up. Thompson dives at the 40-yard line.
He's going to be close to the marker there. He put it on the ground, though. He took off, like I just mentioned.
Again, he has that dual threat ability and showed at that time. Clock rolls, just 5 seconds left, 3rd, so more than likely the Mustangs will let this hit triple zeros and extinguish quarter number 3. 21-3 Butler over Myers Park with the 4th quarter on the way. With expert sports medicine physicians, care providers, and locations throughout this region, Ortho Carolina, one of the nation's leading orthopedic practices, and your destination for comprehensive, personalized orthopedic care. At Ortho Carolina, we leverage our expertise from treating professional athletes and apply it to our entire patient community, from youth athletes to weekend warriors. We're dedicated to helping you return to peak performance. After hours, walk-in urgent care, online scheduling, and convenient locations. Visit OrthoCarolina.com, proud sponsor of our Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina. 4th quarter next.
At Ortho Carolina, personalized orthopedic care goes beyond my appointment. From the convenience of online scheduling to a friendly voice on the phone, I can schedule my visit on my time. And with after-hours urgent care and video visits, my pain doesn't have to be my problem anymore. Ortho Carolina, my care, my way. Schedule your appointment today at orthocarolina.com.
Myers Park football as we start quarter number 4. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, our entire team. We're going to get to all of them here shortly. Our talented Friday night team here in Myers Park, just south of Uptown Charlotte, for week number 2 of our Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. Running play here from Myers Park to begin the 4th quarter. That's R.J. Alexander getting some more life out of him. And it will be a first down pickup for Alexander. Only needed a yard, Armand, and he got it.
Good block by number 63, Carter McCoy, along that left side. Ortho Carolina instant replay, and McCoy is one of those guys that McManus really likes. He says he has been coming on strong. Good block to get that first down.
1st and 10. Hustling, looking, on the move, goes Thompson. Thompson just fires it, throws it away. 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, he had to get rid of that rascal because
Yes.
J.J. Coleman, number 24, was breathing down his neck.
Been there quite a bit tonight.
Yes, he has.
Is that defensive player for Butler, bringing some pressure that time on the quarterback, Thompson, who, again, was praised by his head coach, Jason McManus. Really likes him and knows he's made a couple mistakes here and there, but he has some dual threat flashes. He showed them last week in that loss, and he's just going to keep getting better. This play goes nowhere. A handoff that time to Thompson. And or check that, Alexander again that time, and just kind of blown up from the very beginning. 3rd down.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. It looks like there was a little bit of a problem with the give from Thompson to Alexander. And once that happened, that play did not have a chance of succeeding.
It sets things back a little bit here. It's going to be 3rd and 15 now for Myers Park.
This is not where you want to be. Butler can now lay back and play coverage.
4 wide, Thompson, here comes the pressure. He got his way out of it. Thompson looking, firing, goes deep, intercepted, or almost. It was in the hands and then out. Ball live for just a second. Phil Harris got up there and had it in the hands, and a surefire pick that was dropped. It's 4th down.
And that's what happens when you have a long 3rd down play. Butler has 8 in coverage. There was nowhere to throw that ball, and Thompson trying to force that one, trying to make a hero play, and that was not the right decision to make there. We've got another conversation going on.
Flag still down here near side. We're staring right at it. It's right in front of the Myers Park sideline.
Ben Schoening looked like he's cramping up, number 16. You see him stretching him out there along the sideline from Myers Park. Ortho Carolina instant replay. As the replay is going along, we've got another flag, another penalty. It's just been one of those nights, man. Last week at Ardrey Kell, we had a fairly clean game, and sometimes you get them clean and sometimes you get them unclean.
Yeah, this has been a lot more expeditious than some, but another penalty there, and just now working our way towards 9 o'clock.
Danye Coleman, number 1 for Myers Park, is also down. He's one of their key contributors. Let's hope it's just cramps, nothing more serious than that. Well, cramps don't feel good.
You know, we say week 2, of course, of our Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. It is, but it's about week 4 or 5 of the high school football season, a scrimmage or 2, and now into week 4, as head coach Brian Hales reminded me of when we started Zoom. I said, you know, you're getting ready for your 3rd game. It's our 4th game. It's our 4th game. I said, oh, yeah, right. Punt. Return by Sylvester. Sylvester to the 50, to the 40, 35, and takes a trip there. But Eli Sylvester, that is someone to watch special teams-wise, Armand. for Butler in terms of that special teams return game.
Tackle made by number 86, Max Schmidley. And had he not made that play, that could have been pretty dangerous for Myers Park that time. But once again, great field position here now for Butler. And I'm curious to see, do they try another deep shot here with the ball at the 35-yard line of Myers Park? Or do they try to wear them down and get back to those power formations and try to run the football? Let's see.
1st and 10 from the 35 after that nice return on the punt by Sylvester. Again, give it to the running back, and that's DJ Horton. Horton to the 25-yard line and picks up a first down.
Tackle made once again by Jack Luckenfuss, and it's been one of those nights for both Horton and Peoples. They've gotten a lot of touches, both of them, and they've really shown some physicality and some burst as well tonight in the running game.
1st and 10 from the 25 for Butler. Horton stays out there. Lawrence ready. Give to Horton. Horton slivers up, slides his way through, past the 15-yard line.
Once again, good blocking along that right side. Now Butler inching ever closer to the end zone here, already up 18 points.
So back-to-back first downs picked up by Horton, so why give it to anyone else? DJ Horton has it again, will not pick up a first down that time, but gets past the 10-yard line. One of those in on the tackle was Jaziri Champion, and Butler Armand is in the green zone, as they call it, inside the 10-yard line.
Butler offense, you got to like what's happening with them right now. We talked about it earlier. Horton coming into this game, he's had 24 carries, averaging about 4 yards pop.
2nd and goal. Here goes Horton. Horton close to the goal line, maybe about 2 yards short. 3rd and goal coming up.
Well, I asked the question. Was Butler going to throw it or run it? They've been pounding it here.
Handoff. Horton falls ahead for the touchdown, and DJ Horton with the score from 2 yards out and puts Butler ahead by another touchdown. It's 27-3 Bulldogs as Horton, a lot of running tonight, finally gets a score. Butler has their first rushing score of the night.
Ortho Carolina instant replay, and they just pound and pound and pound.
Keep pounding.
And they keep pounding. They know that phrase around here, don't they?
Sure.
You picked up what I put down, Corey Hodges.
Oh, I know. That's why we're working together. Exactly. I was like, I know where Armand's going on this. But the extra point looks like that's blocked. It fell down into the hands of an awaiting Tyson Austin, who came up with it. So a rare miscue there for Konazinski on the extra point. It'll stay just 27-3. Myers Park, at least that time, getting up with those high hands to deflect the point number 28 from being posted. Under 9 to play now, quarter number 4. I did want to mention our great crew here tonight. Every broadcast, no matter where you watch it, no matter where it is, no matter what kind of game it is, takes a team effort led by Jay Bell, our producer and engineer. Ryan Burnett, assistant producer, working replays, camera angles, and again, giving some love to Burnett tonight, another Charlotte 49er. I'm Corey Hodges alongside Armand Brody, Richard Cleveland, the camera operator tonight, one of our 2, and also Travis Green, our great team here with you on this Friday night in Myers Park. So thanks to everyone. Again, it's a great crew. It's always fun when we get together with this entire staff. And we've still got 3 more after this. This journey continues on.
9 minutes to go. I just want Myers Park. I want to see them get something positive here on the offensive end. They have not scored. I think we talked about this earlier, but they've not scored a second half point so far this season. And here's an opportunity here to just get something moving in the right direction. Let Thompson create something with his feet. See if that offensive line can hold up against this Butler defense. It's been giving Thompson at times some fits tonight. Let's see if they can get something positive here.
Konazinski, who had that extra point block, kind of squibs this one in a way, a low angle on the driving kickoff. Here comes the return by McDonald. Jahiri McDonald to the 35-yard line and just stopped by Troy Lewis. Lewis was the one that got down McDonald.
Nice little juke move, cut type move right there. What button is that on Madden?
Was it triangle now, or I think you have to use the left stick too?
I was an Xbox guy,
Yeah.
so triangle didn't apply. I was X, Y, B, and A, so I'm not sure if that's the right button, but
Right.
really nifty footwork on that return that time.
The jurtle, as they call it as well, the juke and the hurdle.
That's what they call it?
Combination of jurtle.
Is that a video game term, or is that an actual term they use like during live games?
You know what? Knowing that, it probably has made its way back over. If I see that, I may call
I've
it a
never
jurtle.
heard that.
You've never heard it?
No.
I've been playing a lot of Madden recently, though. That's probably it. Juggled in the hands of the new quarterback, and that's Jamian Smith. Smith was fortunate to get it back, and now Smith will go down in a pile of bodies on the far side. One of those was Rankin, who got to him. The quarterback switch for Myers Park with under 8.5 to go.
Jamin Smith, senior on this club, and sometimes you want to mix things up and see if you can get a bit of a different look. I will say that Wendell Thompson is limping a bit on the sideline, holding his helmet in his right hand. But he looks to be okay. Maybe this is just a strategic move here by Coach McManus and nothing more than that.
2nd and 9. Handoff up the middle. Running play. Goes to Latrell Goodwin, 3rd down.
So you still play Madden?
Still do. I've really gotten into it last year or two, especially.
Are you good, though?
I play on all Madden.
Really?
I play as difficult as you can get.
And you win?
Sometimes. But the defense is terrible, though, because I'm still trying to figure out coverages. It's a whole thing, but, it's just I have really gotten into it, though. Incomplete.
I was an NCAA football guy.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
You can't tell me it wasn't easier. I know it was the same company, but that NCAA game was just easier to me.
Part of that, and, of course, the competition as well. If you play with a stacked team, take on a lower Division I type team, yeah, you can get a blowout.
I didn't take on lower.
You didn't?
No.
You played tough conference competition. You played mano-a-mano.
Yeah.
Okay. Why am I not surprised? Well, as Smith there misfired, it was incomplete, so 4th down, and Myers Park will punt. But did you play on the highest difficulty? Of course. I'm punishing myself by doing that. I want to find someone else who's doing the same thing. Here comes the return for Eli Sylvester. That time Sylvester, who's been sneaky tonight, no room as Danye Coleman got to him.
Well, I guess Danye Coleman is okay, limping a little bit. But, man, what a hit he laid right there on that return. Wham! Aggressive tackle, even though he's limping. The Ortho Carolina instant replay shows it to us. That's not one of those kinds of hits I want to be taking.
No, and Coleman got to him, had a little bit of probably enough with Sylvester's flashy return game, and makes the crisp tackle. And now he'll be looked at there on the sideline and get an extra guzzle or two of Gatorade. So back come the Butler Bulldogs. Still same quarterback, Zach Lawrence in. Lawrence looks, fires, far side, finds his target. Now the run is on for Eli Sylvester, who stepped out just past the 50-yard line. That is a 1st down and then some.
Coming into this ball game, Butler believed they were in a really good position. Let's face it, last week's loss was a surprise. They were not expected to lose that game. They were at home against New Hanover, and they ended up losing that game. They've come out here tonight really aggressive and have had a strong performance.
Running play for Butler. They give it to the back, Peoples. 2nd down. They got about halfway there at the 45-yard line. 2nd down coming up, under 6, getting close to 6.5 minutes to go tonight.
Looks like that tackle was made by Jack Muckenfuss of Myers Park.
Keep Peoples in the game, handoff. Peoples past the 40, hard hit to the 35 and a couple extra yards. And finally carried down. One of those jumped in was Tyson Austin. Austin a little bit slow to get up, he is now, but back-to-back runs for Peoples, and that one got 1st down yardage.
What do you do when you have a whole lot of room off the left side? You just run that way. Run where the space is, Corey.
Yeah.
That's hard-hitting analysis right there.
Very.
See space, run that way.
I was waiting for your boom. Fresh set here for Butler. Clock winds at the 35-yard line. Just over 6 to go. And flag down.
Offsides, Myers Park.
Move up Butler now. Ball will be placed at the 28-yard line. So Butler on the move. Still Peoples in the backfield behind Zach Lawrence. Butler team looking for 3-1 as these final under 6 minutes keep ticking. Lawrence gets it, looks, fires, goes deep, touchdown. DeQuandre Currents as DeQuandre Currents reels it in on the pass from Zach Lawrence, and Lawrence has been on time and on target tonight. Another passing touchdown, his third of the evening.
Ortho Carolina instant replay, and you got to sort of feel for Jasiri Champion here, number 7, the cornerback for Myers Park. He was caught in no man's land on that play. Wide open space, and once again, it's happened quite a few times tonight. Butler's been getting behind this 3-3-5 base defense of Myers Park and beating up that defensive backfield.
Extra point, Nicholas Konozinski will try again, had the last one blocked. Nothing like that on the second time around. Gets the extra point to drive the lead to 33-3 now, Butler over Myers Park. And again, we've seen that tonight. We've seen Lawrence rolling out Armand and really finding his receivers. He's really put it right on the money, as they say tonight, for those 3 passing touchdowns.
And it was what Coach Brian Hales wanted to see from Lawrence, because coming into the game, Lawrence had 5 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions. But the passing aspect of his approach as a quarterback is an area of growth and improvement. And so based on what we've seen tonight, I think Coach Hales has to be pleased with a lot of the progress that Zach Lawrence has been making. He's a sophomore quarterback, Corey.
Yeah.
Sophomore quarterback playing at an established program like Butler with an established head coach and an established culture. And Lawrence has done a good job tonight.
No, you're right. That's what shouldn't be lost in all that is that Lawrence is a 10th grader, and some of the things he's able to do is impressive, Hales told us, and he has to understand that ball control is key. And really, Lawrence, he's controlled it tonight, and he's flung it really well, too, especially outside the pocket. That's probably been the most impressive thing to me, is just how on time and target he is, especially on the move, throwing with his feet really well.
And finding spots where the coverage may be a little broken, taking advantage of those spots, trusting receivers on the edges, and once again, they've taken even their deep shots tonight, which has been impressive as well.
Bryson McIver out with the kickoff in the end zone, and not able to escape it goes Jahari McDonald. So touchback there for Myers Park. The final 5:35 coming up. And that's really what Hales wanted out of his quarterback. Deliver the ball, with accuracy, and he certainly has tonight. I mean, you go back to the first half as well, Armand, and you remember that touchdown for Nick Darling when he rolled out and found Darling right there in the corner of the end zone. I mean, those are pretty passes tonight, and Lawrence really has looked good at the QB spot. Myers Park has their new quarterback in for another series, Jamian Smith. High snap, Smith hands it off. Run up the middle, and Butler brings it down to post second down. Getting an extra look or two at Smith. Again, the running back was R.J. Alexander, who's gotten a decent amount of time tonight, Armand.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of good carries. And sometimes you want to mix things up, and conference play is getting ready to start. This is a non-conference game, so maybe Coach McManus is just trying to see what he has at that quarterback spot moving forward.
Again, the run goes to Alexander. Alexander is past the yard-to-gain marker, and he picks up a first down for Myers Park. Under 5 to play. You're getting multiple looks, not just at Latrell Goodwin tonight out of the backfield for Myers Park, but this other guy, R.J. Alexander, too. So, yeah, it's a good point you bring up. With conference play coming, who can you trust as a starting running back? Who gets those touches?
Things change when conference play rolls around, Corey.
Yes. Everything gets exacerbated. Smith again. Give it to Alexander, who tripped and then recovered, and he is going to pick up a first down. What a series of moves there for R.J. Alexander just to stay on his feet.
There's a word a friend of mine uses quite a bit. It's stick-to-itiveness.
Right.
I think that was on full display on that one. Ortho Carolina instant replay shows it to us. Yeah, I'm not going down. I just don't really want to. I don't really feel like it. It's not really on my agenda. And so I'm just not going to. I'm going to pick up a first down, and I'll go down later. Let's just do it that way.
Right. Take a rain check on the getting down. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Keep giving it to R.J. Alexander, but that time Alexander couldn't quite recover as Miles Lawson got in for a loss. Second down and long coming up.
Miles Lawson, by the way, that's a great football name,
Yeah.
Miles Lawson. But one of his first tackles of the night. Haven't heard a lot from him, but he is always around the ball. Takes some chances defensively, can be a bit opportunistic, but makes a nice tackle on that play.
Loss of 3 that time. Lawson on Alexander. Again, a high snap, but Smith still has it. Fires and hooks up with Tavion Neal. And Neal close to first down yardage, about 4 yards short at the 43-yard line, 44-yard line. Neal got it quick from Smith.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. That tackle made by Phillip Harris, who started 9 games as a freshman, upperclassman now, getting his game legs underneath him. Had some injury issues coming into the year, but made a nice tackle there.
Smith again hands off. R.J. Alexander. Alexander looking really good here. Picks up a first down to the 35-yard line. He's got legs right now, and he's using them.
That time he got around the tackle of the safety, number 15, Jeremy Nixon. He could not bring him down. That first down is going to move the ball up to the 36 for Myers Park. Good things are happening on this drive here, Corey.
Yeah, you're right. No, absolutely. This is a good-looking drive for Myers Park. First and 10 from the 36, but first, a penalty, and it's on Butler. Thinking about player of the game, Armand.
I do believe I am thinking about player of the game, and I'll tell you after this play.
Sure. Will be our player of the game. Our Ortho Carolina player of the game coming up here in just a second. Smith had to juggle it in his hands, fires again. Same one, Neal the target. He picks up a first down, and he's inside the 20-yard line.
So, thinking about that Ortho Carolina player of the game, and I got to go with Zach Lawrence, number 16 of Butler. I mean, quarterback, he set the tone tonight, and even with some of the turnovers and some of the penalties that they've had, he's been a steady ship and a steady hand for Butler in this ball game, and a big reason why they have the 31-point lead that they have. Zach Lawrence, number 16 of Butler, is my Ortho Carolina player of the game.
I agree absolutely. Again, a little trouble there for Smith on the snap, and got it away quick to R.J. Alexander, who is carried back. And here comes second down, a minute 17 left. Alexander's finally going to get a break here, and Myers Park will bring back in Latrell Goodwin. Maybe a late game touchdown to set up next week.
Yeah, get you some good vibes, some positive feelings going into next week.
Got to go here, though. A minute left. Snap again is high, this time so much so that it slipped out of the hands of Jamie and Smith.
Butler had about 14 players on the field there.
A couple more
just now.
Than you need.
Yeah, I don't think they let you play with that many.
No.
Be nice.
Yeah, I know that. Say 12th man, not 13th man, 14th man.
Yeah, can't quite do that.
No. We watch the snaps here, though, on this next one to see if they've been just gaining their apex on the snap to Smith. They keep getting higher, and the penalty kind of saved Myers Park that time.
Ortho Carolina player of the game is Zach Lawrence, the quarterback. Butler.
Handoff. Running back Latrell Goodwin shimmies to his left and gets to the 5-yard line. 42 seconds and counting, and Myers Park trying to strike for a touchdown here late.
First and goal here. And once again, you want to end on a high note. Can you get a touchdown here? And let's tell you again that this would be their first touchdown of the second half, or their first points of the second half of any game this season. Would be a really high note to end the game on.
Here goes Goodwin in there for the touchdown, the first rushing score of the season for Myers Park, and it goes to Latrell Goodwin. And the door just flung open. Goodwin got in, and Myers Park is on the board touchdown-wise tonight, 34-9. As Goodwin, quick feet.
Ortho Carolina instant replay, you know, he deserves this.
Yes.
He's had a good game. Trell Goodwin has had a good game tonight, and it's nice to see him get rewarded for his efforts with a touchdown there, aided by that offensive line that Jason McManus feels so strongly about.
Nice to see Goodwin finally have the effort paid off. Credit R.J. Alexander as well. Really worked hard to get Myers Park down here. Faking the extra point. On the run goes Thompson. And Thompson, no. Trying to go for that 2-point conversion there on the faked extra point. Had a bunch of players up on the top of the formation, and Thompson couldn't quite work it out.
Ortho Carolina player of the game. Once again, Zach Lawrence tonight for Butler. Really good night for him. 34 points on the board. Really good job for him in the Butler offense of rebounding and recovering after a pretty shocking loss, frankly, to New Hanover last week. And I'm sure that when they look at the tape, and Coach Hales looks at the tape, and they have practice and meetings this week, they'll talk about some things to clean up, some penalties and some turnovers and some little miscues here and there, but a really good night, rebounding and recovery for Butler tonight. Really authoritative victory here at Myers Park.
Oh, yes, and Lawrence was praised quite a bit by his head coach, Brian Hales, and we saw him tonight really especially using that arm, flicked it really nicely out there for 3 passing touchdowns. Again, Ortho Carolina player of the game is Zach Lawrence for Butler, and Butler just moments away, 16 seconds away from going to 3-1 on the still early season, if you will. Only 4 weeks in now after Friday night action wraps up. And again, we've got a great one on tap next week as well. We will get to that in just a second, where you can tune in next Friday as our journey continues and we get ready here for the final, more than likely, special teams moment here for Hank Thompson, who will squib it and go onside kick. And Myers Park looking to try to get that ball right back. Didn't go far enough off the foot of Thompson.
No, I don't think it did.
Again, those rules are so different now in all levels of football. Safety of the players makes it so much more difficult now to pull off an onside kick.
Yeah, at all levels. It's next to impossible.
You're right. I know. You have to really get a lucky bounce. It's all about how that ball ricochets off, and it's possible, but not the level of difficulty has been ratcheted up quite a bit. But again, that's important because, as Brian Hales of Butler talks about a lot too, safety of the players. Game's a lot more safe now, and at the end of the day, it's kind of all that matters. Coming in for victory formation is Keyshawn Berrien. He's the backup quarterback. Berrien will take a knee, and that will run down the final 10 seconds, and we get our final here tonight from Myers Park. 34-9, Butler with the win. So Butler goes to 3-1, and Myers Park will look for that first win of the season. They'll try for it next Friday, but you know, Butler was strong early. I mean, gosh, they almost returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. That kind of set the tone, if you will. But for a team like Butler, Armand, that likes to run so much, they did the majority of their damage through the air tonight, taking away, of course, that late touchdown on the ground by Horton.
They did them both, though. They ran the ball, as Coach Hales told us, had the deep plays tonight, which really worked in their favor. And just a really authoritative, commanding victory that they should feel good about. 34-9, a really strong victory for them. And even with some of the mistakes made on both sides, well-played game for Butler, in particular Zach Lawrence, and a good win for Butler.
Yeah, next matchup is coming up 1 week from tonight, and that's on September the 16th, our Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. It'll be next Friday as we continue our journey here this season, and we'll get to see new competition as well, as next Friday we go to Charlotte Catholic and see Providence coming up next Friday, and that's 1 week from tonight. So the final here is Butler over Myers Park, 34-9. Again, our entire team led by Jay Bell, Ryan Burnett, Rashard Cleveland, Travis Green. I'm Corey Hodges, Armand Brody as well. Another Friday night in the books. Butler gets a big win on the road at Myers Park, and we are back on the road next Friday at Charlotte Catholic. For the entire team, that's it for tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. This has been the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. Enjoy opening week action in the NFL as well. A lot going on here in Charlotte this weekend. That's it for us. Good night from just south of Uptown.